Immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
It's the Black Friday sales event. Harry Robinson, Saddlesall Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Saddlesall. Come by and see the all-new look in the remodeled showroom. Also get 0% financing right now available on select new Fords.
Yes, Tommy, that's not a joke. 0% interest right now, 60 months on the new F-150s. And, we're really excited. You come in, you drive by, we had the grand reopening sales event last month. We look like a Ford dealership now. You know what I mean? We've been doing this for the last almost 10 years, and it's an exciting thing just to even pull up and go to work here. So come and see us. We've got some inventory. We've got a lot of pre-owned and a lot of new inventory, heavily discounted, low interest rates right now is the time to buy. Come and see us. Harry Robinson, Saddlesall Ford. Let us save you some money. It doesn't matter what you're looking for. Car, truck, van, SUV. We've got it, and we got it at the price you want.
And they're going to save you some money during the Black Friday sales event. Harry Robinson, Saddlesall Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Saddlesall.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly sunny skies. Our temperatures this afternoon, low 70s north, upper 70s south. Cloudy skies, chance of showers and storms tonight. And overnight low will drop down mid 50s north, low 60s south, and showers and thunderstorms a high near 70 Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
It does not lie.
ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that could respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studio.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What kids they dominate, and we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
I said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
One Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Let's go.
Caller text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Hey, good morning. 11:01, halftime on a Wednesday, right in the middle of your week. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Kristen Johnston. No Clay Henry today. He'll be back with us tomorrow. Grant Hall coming up about 15 minutes. Arkansas women's basketball coach Kelsey Music will be joining us at around 12:30, and that's what we got for you today. Matt Jones, good morning to you, man. Was up a little bit late last night. Didn't hit bed until midnight. The Arkansas-Winthrop game, I think, kept me a little awake a little bit longer than I would have expected to, and you could probably say the same thing about most Razorback fans last night.
Yeah, happy Wednesday. I'm doing a little transition period. I saw 0.0, your boy Dan Mullen. I saw 0.0 seconds of this game, so I'm interested to see what you guys have to say.
Well, did you see the final score? 84-83?
I did see the final score, though, yeah.
Boy. Oh boy.
And what did I talk about? And it's funny how and I'm not saying, I watch the game, I see what's going on. What did I talk about? Our guards don't pass the ball enough. They don't facilitate enough. They get a little stint. That's because that's what they're young and that's what they're used to being able to do. Gotta learn how to be a complete point guard and not just a scoring point guard.
Well, yeah, Acuff yesterday, he did dish out 5 assists, 12 points, didn't really shoot very well. Malik Thomas continues to lead the team offensively, but they needed the late bucket. It wasn't even just a late bucket. Matt, they're down 5 points with about a minute left. At that point, you think, you know what? They're about to suffer a really tough loss in front of a half-empty arena. In against a team that, look, Winthrop's good. That's a team that may make the tournament with the way they shoot. They go 15 for 31 behind the arc very often. They're going to win the Big South. But it took defensive plays at the end of the game and a great play by Malik Thomas to steal when I thought, looked like a Winthrop bucket's going to cinch the game, and they go to the big guy. Dunk him in the low post outside the paint. You got a double team there, and it turns into a 2-on-1 basket with Pringle finishing with a great spin move, and then all hell broke loose on the court after because Duncombe. So I don't know who the player was that was on the ground, right kind of between Duncombe and Pringle when the ball goes through the hoop, and Duncombe, grabs the ball, but he grabs the ball in a way where it looks like he's putting Pringle in a headlock. I think he inadvertently did it, but at that point, the two of them get tied up. You can see Pringle kind of trip a little bit on the Winthrop player who's on the court, and then he and Duncombe just go to the ground together. And the way that it looked like Duncombe threw him to the ground, and then Pringle gave him a couple of shoves. And, man, I mean, it really was. All hell broke loose in the paint with about, 8 seconds left, about 6 seconds left, something like that. And you're wondering, well, is there going to be free throws awarded here at some point? Because that could end up being the difference in a game. We're at that point, you got the 1-point lead, and thank goodness there weren't any free throws awarded because Arkansas had 2 players ejected for leaving the bench. DJ Wagner was one of them. And all it looked like he was doing was going to grab another player and drag him off the court. But I guess if you leave the bench, you leave the bench. And then a couple of the players were also ejected for Winthrop. And there are no free throws awarded. So then they're basically down to their last shot. I think it was Barry, Dalen Barry, who took the wild 3 and came up way short. I mean, the line was 22.5, Matt. And it felt anything like that. So certainly on upset alert yesterday, and I mean, a win is a win, I guess, is when it comes right down to it, because Winthrop gave them their best last night.
What the LSU coach say? There's nothing as a bad win. That's right. We'll go back and learn from it. Trevion Brazil's stat line, that should be his average right there. 14 points, 8 boards, and 4 blocks.
Well, and the blocks were, I think, all on 3-pointers.
But that's his game. That's he can do that in his sleep. That's where when you look and see that type of stat line, you're like, that's just him waking up and getting out of bed. Like he can have that stat line against anybody.
And I thought they blocked 8 shots. I don't remember how many of them were threes, but I think all of Brazil's blocks, at least 3 of them, were on 3-pointers. And when you think how Winthrop stayed in the game, and look, they got to the rim too. They scored 34 points in the paint. They had that Duncombe guy was showing some moves on the inside. But if you think about where they really made their move, it was from behind the arc, and just blocking 1 3-pointer in a 1-point game could have ended up being the difference. So it certainly felt like it was. And this is the line of the year so far from John Calipari.
I think we're going to do that. 8th grade.
Yeah, he's talking about he's going back to 8th grade drills, Matt.
Execution. How about we may go back to how you guys grew up, if any of you really ever played basketball, where you had to pass it 5 times before you shoot it. You all that do that. I think we're going to do that. 8th grade. We're going to go 8th grade. You got to pass it before 5 or 6 times.
Oh, man. It reminds me of Hoosiers, which, of course, Bob Knight and everything. That kind of hits on exactly one of your critiques of the team so far, Matt. Not enough passing. Maybe 5 passes on every possession will help.
Well, the thing is, it's got to be with a purpose. I get what he's saying, and I'm saying the same thing. hey, we can pass it around and then still get back to what we want to do, or we can pass with a purpose and get and cut with a purpose and move and have ball movement, not standing and watching, because this team's so talented and it's tough. It's tough for young players when they've been in high school or whatever team they've been on. Everything's going to them. Everything. That's not how it is. There's a lot of talent out there. Trust your teammates. Pass and cut. It's so hard, Phil, to learn how to move and score without the basketball. Like to get the basketball back. Obviously, you can't score without the basketball, but to move and then get the ball to be able to move and read a basketball game without the basketball, that's tough for some of these kids to learn. But the coach is coaching them up. They'll figure it out. Got to be able to get more easy baskets, more transition baskets, but got to be able to know how to get yourself open without the basketball. It's easy. If I have the basketball, I can get my shot. But can you get open without the basketball? And then is your guys, are they aware and are they going to pass the ball to you, or are they worried about getting theirs? And so that's something that they'll have to build on going forward, especially if they want to make a run, because the talent's there. You can't watch this team go up and down the court 5 times and say they're not talented. They are super talented.
I'm not sure if there's anyone more talented than Malik Thomas, who continues to come off the bench, and you saw all the good things, and then, some of the, Cal refers to it as hero ball. You saw some of that near the end, chucking up a 3 when you needed a good shot, had the ball stolen from him with some fancy dribbling near the end of the game. But then you saw all the great things, too. It was him that made that steal and then leads the break and feeds Pringle for the game-winning bucket. Plus, he took twice as many shots as any other Razorback, and I don't think it's a matter of you're going to stand around and watch Malik because he's going to go create his own shot when he's given the opportunity, and even sometimes when it doesn't even seem that he's got that opportunity. And then Pringle was fine coming off the bench, but when is Malik Ewan going to be coming off the bench? Because that's where he spends most of the game, plays less than 7 minutes, and right now he's been a zero for this team. And look, it's November, so there's still a lot of time for him to figure things out, but it doesn't seem like it's anything like an injury. It's not the same player at all. That last year, Matt had only 5 games with fewer than 10 points at Florida State, and last year he had 18 games with plus 5 rebounds. This year, just 1 with 5 boards, and he scored fewer than 10 points already in 4 of the first 5 games. He's not the same player. And we have seen some other big forwards come out of other leagues to come to Arkansas in the SEC. I remember bringing up Jalen Graham yesterday, and it never worked out with Graham. And the jury's not out on, it's going to stay out on Ewan for a long time, because there's a lot of time left for him to figure this thing out.
Got to be a student of the game. The thing with Graham was between the 6 inches between his ears. Dude's talented. Graham's talented. He just couldn't figure. That's what you're hoping for. And I've seen Brazile take steps each year of understanding help defense, understanding the flow of the game, having a little more basketball awareness, getting your basketball. That's what it seems so far with Ewan, is that you wonder how smart he is. It's like, bro, because he's talented, Phil. There's no question about it. It's just, can you figure it out a little bit, or is the game kind of moving too fast for what coaches want you to do?
Halftime today, again on a Wednesday. No Fisherman Clay Henry. He'll be back with us tomorrow. He's got a bunch of stuff he's got going on, because, Clay still writes, and there's a lot for him to do. And we got, Kelsey Music, Arkansas women's head basketball coach, coming up at 12:30, and Grant Hall in just a moment. Plus, we'll open up the Lewis Automotive Hotline later in hour number 1. It's 877-377-6963. Stay with us. We'll have Grant Hall on halftime in just a moment.
Or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee. Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff.
Now it's starting to feel like it's a big game and like we're ready to go. And I love this. Good college football. I love it. Can't wait.
Arkansas Game Day is brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Largest inventory of Razorback merchandise in the business and locally owned by a family of Arkansas alums. It doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, celebrating more than 15 years of scholarships. Learn more at myarkansaslottery.com.
Hungry for steak? TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is serving up the best hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, tender 8-ounce bacon wrap fillets, and massive loaded baked potatoes. It's the new steakhouse menu at TGI Fridays. And for football nights, Monday and Thursday, it's wings for just 50 cents each, all day long. Boneless or traditional with a 10-piece minimum. Bring the team, bring the fans. Big groups are welcome, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays, steaks, wings, football, it's all here at TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
Looking for quality metal buildings and roofing? Metal Mart has you covered. From prefabricated metal buildings to custom trim, carports, and more, Metal Mart is your one-stop shop. Contractors and do-it-yourselfers are always welcome, and their experts will help you calculate the materials you need, all at a price you can afford. With locations in Fort Smith, Little Rock, and Jonesboro, or visit metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Are you a realtor looking for the right team to grow your career? Join the Limbird Real Estate Group, the #1 real estate team in Arkansas. Limbird provides you with everything you need to succeed. Access to a database of over 80,000 leads, full training and support, professional marketing and social media content, all handled for you. Plus health insurance, a stock purchase plan, and revenue share opportunities. If you're ready to grow your business with the best, apply today at limbirdteam.com. That's limbirdteam.com, where realtors go to win.
It's the Black Friday sales event. Harry Robinson, Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off 540 in Salisaw. Hard to believe Thanksgiving is already here. Troy, these 25s have to go. You're slowly getting new 26s. We got to get the 25s out of here so they can make way for 26 models.
Yes, definitely. You know, Tommy, our loss is your gain. So come and see us. We have to move this inventory. Not, hey, we'd like to make you a good deal, but we got to get rid of these things. So come and see us at Harry Robinson, Salisaw Ford. We're going to make you an awesome deal. And the big thing is right now is the special financing, man. You know, we talk about this for so long. People weren't buying because they were saying interest rates were so high. Man, we got 0% interest for 60 months on new F-150s. I mean, we've got 72 months at 3.9%. I mean, the deals are insane. Come and see us at Harry Robinson, Salisaw Ford. We're going to get you the best deal on a new or pre-owned vehicle.
0% financing available during the Black Friday sales event. Harry Robinson, Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Whiskey bottle, a brand new car, oak tree in my way. There's too much coke and too much smoke. Look what's going on inside you. Ooh, that smell. Can't you smell that smell? Ooh, that smell. The smell of gas around here.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, welcome back on Halftime. We got Hall of Famer Grant Hall with us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. We'll talk with Grant in just a moment. Here's John Calipari to the team after last night's 1-point win against Winthrop.
Big time play, last play, go by, throw it to you, you throw it back. How about Nick making free throws? Okay? Look, I'm done. Let's just enjoy. You won a game. Shouldn't have won. We got to get this thing going, guys. I'm just telling you.
Hey, together on three. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, got to get this thing going, guys. Grant didn't sound like Coach really wanted to talk to the team too much. 2 tight wins against Samford and Winthrop. Does that worry you about this basketball team?
Well, you're favored by 25 and you win by 4, and then you're favored by 22 or whatever it was, you win by 1. So, yeah, I mean, I will say that the last minute and 10 seconds was really good, and lots of intensity, great defense by Malik Thomas at the last moment when you had to have it. You know, they did the things they needed to do to win the game, but where was that intensity the rest of the previous 2 games? See, I thought Michigan State would be a good wake-up call. And we've seen how good they are. They beat Kentucky 17 or something last night. But it doesn't seem to have changed some things. You know, it's funny, Cal, this has kind of been an uneven week for him. He was 17 minutes late for his own radio show Monday night. And then, you know, he's talking about 8th grade basketball. I've seen a lot of 8th graders with better fundamentals than a lot of college players and a lot of great 8th grade coaches, you know, that coach the heck out of the game. So, somewhere in there is a really good team trying to get out. Brazil was good last night. That's how he needed to play against Michigan State. And congratulations to his free throw shooting, too. I mean, I think he's up, what is he, about 14 out of 18 or something like that, and maybe better for the year when he's been roughly a 50% free throw shooter. So, you know, there were some positives there, but they're going to have to play a lot better in the games coming up, namely Duke, right?
Well, and that Michigan State team is a good team, and if they hit 2, they couldn't throw it in the ocean. They hit 3 3-pointers, they win that game by double digits. I will give you this though: the Hogs 20 of 22 from the foul line. That's big time. Grant, what did you think about the atmosphere though? You remember Bud Walton should be a home court advantage. Was it rocking at all?
Well, I think that may be kind of what you're seeing is playing down to what the atmosphere is, you know, and there are a lot of things go into that. You know, I mean, you're going to get good crowds for the better opponents, but you know, there are a lot of disaffected season ticket holders don't like having to pay more for tickets and the tickets not being as good, and all that stuff comes into play. So I guess it's become a fan base that's gotten pretty particular about the kind of basketball the opponents and the level of play. It's funny, I was talking to a longtime University of Arkansas athletic department employee yesterday about football, and I was saying that, you know, in the stands in the east side in the Auburn game, you couldn't tell who had the ball. I mean, it just has reached a point where it's not what I grew up with, Matt, or even what you grew up with how rabid the best hog calls are spontaneous hog calls, you know, and try to find one of those right now. So a guy said to me yesterday, they've got to fix football. They've got to, you know, that's the thing that has to, if we're really heading toward an arrangement of Big Ten and SEC teams. He said, how many do you think it's going to be? I said, maybe 40. He said, maybe 32. And where's Arkansas right now? If they're 16th in the SEC, they don't want to be one of those teams that's left out of the elite group. I mean, there is some concern about that right now. And so how do you, if you look at some of the metrics, the Arkansas football program right now is rated 23rd in the country in terms of revenue, support, crowd, stadium size, all the things that go into where you should be, you know, and maybe even 4th or 5th in the SEC in a lot of those numbers. And on the field, now it's been close this year. Yeah, it's been really close. I mean, Wally Hall had a list of 10 coaches today. How many of those coaches would you rather have than Bobby Petrino, who's kept his team competitive somehow? I talked to Nolan Richardson Sunday at the Dave England Memorial Service, and he's I can tell he thinks Bobby Petrino should get this job. So there are other people. I know it's a lot of people think the opposite, but football is what they have. It doesn't matter about basketball, baseball, track and field. If you don't get this right with this hire, it's not going to be good. So there's a lot riding on what they do in the next 10 days.
Well, and so much of it also isn't, you're pointing to what the future of the football program can be like nationally, compared to everybody else. But it's a lot, you point out, there's a lot of disaffected fans right now, even for a program that has, things going in a good direction like basketball. There still are disaffected fans. Even for baseball, there's disaffected fans because they feel, they don't feel a connection to, I don't know if it's the administration. I think they feel the connection to the team, specifically baseball. They always do. Maybe a little bit different with basketball because it's just the second year with Cal. But yeah, if there's one way that you can fix the way that people feel about an athletic department overall, it's to win football games. I mean, specifically to win football games. And then you just kind of go from there. If this doesn't get right and you're still in a cycle, which is 13 years now of wandering the wilderness and looking maybe at a fourth 0-8 SEC season, yeah, if you don't get this right, I mean, it's not like you're going to lose the whole fan base, but there just ends up being a big yawn about football. And unfortunately, I see that it can lead to yawning about Razorback athletics overall.
Yeah, I think that's it. Even to the point that someone was making yesterday that you bring this general manager in here, but his background is Boston Celtics and it's basketball, and the crying need. Again, I'm agreeing with you and reiterating is for football. Kirby Smart doesn't even. I don't think he has a general manager. He handles all that stuff himself. And a lot of coaches don't want to. I mean, Sam was very happy to get that off of his back. That when you're trying to coach a football team and trying to keep people happy with how much money they're getting, that's not easy. But I was surprised it was a basketball person rather than a football person.
It is interesting when you bring up that that Coach Richardson told you that he'd like to see Petrino become the coach. I'm feeling that from I can't put a percentage on it, but DJ Williams is talking like that. There's a lot of former Arkansas athletes, coaches in some sense that have kind of come to that position too, which I got to be honest, surprises me a little bit. It really does. It's like I can't put words in Dave Van Horn's mouth about this, but if I were to go to Coach Van Horn and ask, you've done something right your whole life here. You've built this program in your own image. What do you think about the guy who got fired and then they made a rule about hiring him back and then they looked past the rule because it's football and all of that? There's an awkwardness to it. And that's not why you're going to hire him or not now. It's going to be based on what's going on right now. But I am feeling that from some Hog football players, and I'm a little surprised to hear Coach Richardson tell you that too.
It's just as if they're snake bitten. They almost have to invent ways to lose. I mean, Cam Settles has a play that's open for a touchdown, and he trips on the quarterback's cleat. I mean, that now we're going back to 1998 and Clint Sterner and Brandon Burlsworth. When Arkansas, maybe if that trip doesn't happen, maybe they win the national championship that year. So it's just, to me, most 2-8 teams are not still losing by 1, 2, 3 points. They're losing by 3 touchdowns at this point in the season, and the team has not given up. And who knows what will happen in Austin on Saturday. Stark's got his own problems. I mean, he's having to defend a 7-3 season when he was ranked number 1 in preseason. Maybe they're vulnerable right now. I don't know, or maybe they'll come out raging because they think they still can make the playoffs. But I'm intrigued by what's going to happen in these last two games, and does Arkansas keep playing hard?
So do you think we have to win one of these? I mean, if he goes 0-7 as interim head coach, is that good enough to be the head coach? Because
I don't, Matt. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it made any difference. I'm not sure if the decision is made. You hear that the assistant coaches have been told that they're not going to be here next year. If we hear things like that, you think Bobby doesn't have a chance. So. I guess things can happen. What if they go win in a resounding way these last two, and they don't really have anybody else, and no one really knows. I mean, Hunter Yurachek is the best I've ever seen at keeping the lid on things. The speculation is all over the place, which means no one really knows.
Well, he's watching so many football games because he's chairing the committee. I didn't watch that last night as I was watching the basketball game. But I don't know. I guess you can do 5 things at once. It's just that came off a little bit odd.
You have the ability at least to talk to people, your peers, and without behind the scenes, and everybody kind of knows what's going on. They know who needs whatever, and so maybe that'll help him in some way. But it's a huge decision for him, and I'm sure he knows it. And I'm less confident than when I came on 2-3 weeks ago and told you guys help is on the way. I'm really not sure now what's going to happen.
Well, I think there's a board of trustees meeting for the university. It may be today, tomorrow. These meetings usually spread out over a couple of days.
I'm told that one isn't so much about the I think the one that is key is December 2nd. But who knows? I mean, maybe they'll talk about athletics in this one also.
Well, you better talk about athletics. They're looking to hire a football coach sometime soon. Grant, we'll leave it there. Next week, we are on for a Wednesday for halftime, so we can talk to you again then. Thanks a lot.
Sounds good. See you.
Always appreciate time from Hall of Famer Grant Hall every Wednesday on halftime. Hey, don't forget Crabtree RV Center in Alma. You got big plans for the family over the next summer, thinking about an RV trip. RVs are fun, and they've got the perfect RV on the lot that fits your needs at Crabtree RV, where they've been doing it for 75 years and counting. You'll always get the best RV purchasing experience from Crabtree. They will help you choose the right RV. They feature personalized financing, top-of-the-line parts and service department right there at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma. Crabtree RV Center, making your dreams come true. CrabtreeRV.com. You can join us now. We'll open up the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. This is No Tax November at Lewis Automotive Group. $1,500. They will pay the cash. They pay the tax, and you will keep the cash. Stay with us. Halftime is back after this.
Duncombe and Pringle dusting it up on the floor. Pringle shoves Duncombe down to the hardwood. The officials have stepped in.
This is halftime. Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom?
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Go all in on luxury with Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. There's the $5 box, indulgent, The $7 box, extravagant. And the $9 box, indescribable with the new Steak and Poblano Rolled Quesadilla. It's luxe. For less. Choose your $5, $7, or $9 Lux Cravings box, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to MyBookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's, where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Black Betty, bam, lamb, whoa, Black Betty, bam, lamb, Black Betty had a child, bam, lamb, the damn thing gone wild, bam, lamb, said a word out of mine, bam, lamb, the damn thing gone blind, bam, lamb, I said, oh, Black Betty, bam, lamb, whoa, Black Betty, bam, lamb.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend, Matt Jones.
All right, welcome back into Halftime. Open up the Lewis Automotive Hotline for you at 877-377-6963. So when you hear Matt Grant mention a moment ago, a conversation with Nolan Richardson, that he wants Bobby Petrino to be the head coach, that surprised me, really did. And I'm trying to I'm trying to think to myself, why is that so surprising? How do you feel about that? You know Coach Richardson as a guy who played for him.
He's a competitor. You know, Coach Richardson is, and he's a competitor. It surprises me too, Phil. I don't know. When Grant Hall said Wally Hall had a list of 10 coaches that could be, and how many did you want over Bobby? And the answer is all of them. In any of them, I'm not a Bobby Petrino. I'm a fan. Like, I get how talented he is, but I don't want him to be the next head coach. So I don't know. And that's okay to disagree with people and still have your different viewpoints the way you want to go about it. That doesn't mean you don't like somebody, but I'm all in on no Bobby P. Like after the 28th, 29th or whatever, we'll see you around. Thanks for whatever this is you did for us, but we'll be okay without you.
I'm going to look here on Wally's column. I don't read it every day. Pat Fitzgerald, put him in alphabetical order. It's a little easier to do it that way. Pat Fitzgerald, who apparently has interviewed at Arkansas. People are a little off on a 110-101 record as the head coach. 4-20 the last 2 years there, Big Ten. P.J. Fleck at Minnesota. I think they're also wondering if he brings Drake Lindsay with him. Alex Golesh, we talked about him quite a bit. Put Dowell Loggins on the list.
100%, I'd have Dowell Loggins over Bobby. No, it's not even. You don't even have to. It's an easy. That's an easy one. That's an easy question and answer.
Gus, Edo. I don't think either one of those is realistic here. Bobby Petrino, Ryan Silverfield, John Sumrall, and Jeff Traylor. No John Gruden on that list. And I have seen once again there are some betting houses who have. John Gruden leading the pack, which I don't see it. I don't see that. I actually would see Petrino being the head coach before Gruden. So out of that list, you think any one of these is going to be the coach? Silverfield, Sumrall. There's something about Sumrall that makes me think that he's going to be the Auburn coach moving forward. Yeah, Auburn. I could believe Silverfield at Arkansas. I started thinking that when his team beat the Razorbacks. And we're going to have a coach later on, Kelsey Music, who last year at ORU beat Arkansas, and now she's the women's basketball coach at Arkansas. So maybe you see the same thing happen in football. And there are, here's some text. We'll read some of the texts here. Kristen Springdale has been in on Bobby for a while now. He wants Bobby to be the head coach, and AJ also too, one of the best offensive minds in the game. And
that's the thing. There's talent there. We can't say that Bobby's not talented. He's his wins above replacement, his offensive mind. We get that. There's talent there. That's true. Okay, there's a lot of talented coaches out there. We're 0-8.
I would think any one of these coaches that you're referring to is talented.
He was our offensive coach this year. He's been there the last 2 years. We didn't beat anybody this year. That's who we want.
That's the thing. I think I don't know what it is about this, pointing to the idea that the offense is so much better than the defense this year, and statistically they are, but you're losing games because the offense turns the ball over at an alarming rate and did the same thing last year. That has nothing to do with the Arkansas defense, not one thing. That's on his side of the ball. That goes along with moving the ball at a rate that you move it, you get a total offense of 470 yards a game. Wow, that's great. That's top 10 in the nation. But what if you lead the SEC in turnovers? What do those yards mean? Nothing. What did the drive mean at the end of the Ole Miss game? When you take the ball from the 20 or wherever it was and march it all the way inside the 20, and those yards literally meant nothing. Why? Because you didn't score. You didn't have the ball when it mattered. It's the same thing with the Memphis game. It's the same thing with LSU and turnovers and the Auburn game and turnovers. Those yards don't matter if you turn the ball over before you get into the end zone.
And it's reading a game, all right? It's understanding the concepts and understanding what's going on, the game flow. Van Buren couldn't throw it in the ocean against LSU. You get the ball down there, you have a chance to kick a field goal to go for a league, and then you get stopped on 4th and inches. It's like, man, kick that field goal. Your field goal kick. You have a lead. You put the pressure back on them. Instead, all the momentum just drains. It's like, come on, read the room a little bit. We got a chance to take the lead. Let's take the lead. Put the pressure back on them.
And here's the thing too. So there are warts on Bobby's case, just like there are warts on every single coach that's on this list. Every last one of them. There is no perfect candidate here. Petrino's not a perfect candidate either. Anyway, we got Charlie here's called a little bit early. I guess we riled you up a little bit, Charlie. Your gills are full. What's up?
No, what's crazy, Phil, is today is Thanksgiving at the job. Like, they're doing Thanksgiving, and the tuna has to sneak out the side door so they don't try to fix the tuna's plate and force him to eat everything, because I will literally go into a food coma this afternoon after eating. I'm not good after I eat that much and then trying to work after that. So I use that as an excuse to get out of it, because I'm trying to do my job this afternoon and not sit there and sleep. So anyway, that's the reason that I'm calling in. But I will say this early. Okay, Matt, I agree with you, man. Look, I think what Bobby did for us years ago, there's no denying that. But I think a lot of people talk out of both sides of their mouth, Phil, when it comes to this stuff. I get where, some of those texters are coming from. But at the end of the day, I don't think people really give a darn as long as whoever comes in here and we start heading in the right direction. And I'll be honest with you, guys, I don't mean this disrespectful towards Bobby. This is 2025. He's how old now, Phil? How old is he? He's 65, right?
Sounds right. I don't have it pulled up. That sounds right.
And look, I'm not trying to say that older coaches are not still, but in today's time, I just think with how it's worked for us the last few years and how things have gone, I just think we need a young mind, young energy. There are other great play callers in the country. They're not just Bobby. Bobby is a great play caller. He is. We're not saying that he's not. But there's other great ones, too. There's other really good ones. And you got to try something new at some point. We all know what – I'm not going to say it, what the definition of insanity is, but do something new. Try something new. I mean, at this point, we ain't got nothing to lose. We all know that whoever comes in here, there's going to be warts on them. They're not going to be perfect, and there's going to be people who like it or who don't. Guess what? If they start winning, people are they're going to jump on. I think it's important, though, that whoever that comes in here, that we support whoever the boosters are that do all the supporting. So we got to support early, and then they got to have some success early. I'm not saying we're just going to go 12-0 the first year, but like that way it picks back up, because Sam, year two, after that first year, and even the first year, that was just a weird year in general, COVID year. At least we won some SEC games that we hadn't did in, I don't know how long, but it was a long time. And this program is back down towards the bottom. And so I just think it's a new, young offensive mind that we need in here. Guys, I know you, before I go, touched on the basketball team. Matt, I know you're worried about the guards, and, I get it. They're true scorers, need to pass the ball first. I'm more worried about this team's defense right now. They got to figure it out, man. They're capable of being a good defensive team, but talking and communicating on defense is as important as anything right now, as Coach Kyle said. They got to figure that out. We need some guys to step up and start talking more. Communicate defensively. Understand what you're doing. Glad they got the win last night. Hey, Phil, as far as the SEC goes, though, everybody ain't just, having as much success.
Oh, no kidding. It's not last year. It's nowhere close to last year, Charlie.
And that's my point is this team has time. Kentucky got thumped last night by Michigan State. And look, Michigan State's a good team, and they made 11 threes. They hadn't been shooting the ball well. So, but I'm just saying, they got time. Let's figure it out. But you got to talk on defense, man. That's so important. Team defense, that's how you defend at a high level. Anyways, I'll go.
Charlie, thanks a lot. 877-377-6963 to go here. You already have 3 SEC teams with multiple losses, Kentucky, A&M, and Oklahoma. See, Oklahoma's lost to Gonzaga and Nebraska, A&M to Oklahoma State and UCF. Kentucky, we know about Louisville and Michigan State. I mean, I don't even know if there's been what you would refer to outside of maybe the Alabama win over St. John's as a signature SEC win right now. You remember, what was the SEC ACC challenge last year? Was it
15-1 or something?
Yeah, or maybe 1 or 2 losses, I think, for the SEC. That was it. It's feels like it's going to be quite a bit different in this next year. You'll go into the conference season maybe not having the number 1 our net ranking for the conference. But it also felt like last year was a little bit of an outlier being that dominant of a conference. So what did Cal say after the loss to Michigan State? You either win or you learn. Do you think you learn with a 1-point win over Winthrop at home? which was preceded by a 4-point win against Sanford. They probably should have lost both of those games, Matt. I hope they learn from those wins.
Well, playing to the level of their competition, probably, I watched zero of the game. I'm in a transition period, moving some things, so my internet's not hooked up. I didn't get to watch it.
Moving sucks.
Yeah, it's not the funnest, but they're young kids, and so the energy, the atmosphere, they're still learning to play with each other. There's a lot going on. The talent's there. I think they'll grow. It's a teaching, learning moment. They're winning just based on their natural God-given talent right now and ability. They'll come together as a team. I don't want to get too worried or too caught up into. Yeah, sure, you would like for them to win by 11. Yeah, I get you. You'd like for them to win, but they won the game. They're learning. We move forward. Don't want to get too caught up in a game, a non-conference game in November.
877-377-6963 if you want to touch on hoops. That's our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Remember, the Fence Man, if you're looking for any fence that stands out and, of course, stands strong. The Fence Man has been serving our listening audience for over 40 years, building custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, high security, automatic gates. They'll do that for you. 18-month financing as well. Call the Fence Man at 479-782-3936 or go online to thefencemanAR.com. It's the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. And we're back to wrap up hour number 1 after this.
Barry, three-pointer, right wing for the win. No good. Arkansas wins it.
This is halftime.
90 years. That's how long the Hug family has been a part of this town. Through dust bowls, downturns, and drive-thrus, we've been right here, selling trucks to grandfathers and now their grandkids. Because it isn't just about cars. It's about connection. We're proud to still be your local GM dealership after all these years. Hug Chevrolet GMC, since the beginning, still right here.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
It's Black Friday every day in November on hundreds of items at Jaeger's. Blackstone Iron Forged 2-burner outdoor griddle is only $279.99. Craftsman 9-gallon wet dry vac only $59.99 after $20 instant savings. DeWalt 20-volt max cordless drill and impact driver kit with 2 batteries, charger, bit, accessories, and contractor bag is only $149 after $70 instant savings. Order online and pick up in 15 minutes at all 5 Jaeger's locations. Jaeger's 80s Hardware. Real milk, real savings.
Contractors, you've got jobs to win and customers to impress. That's why you choose Luxair HVAC systems, built for performance, efficiency, and reliability. And at J&B Supply, we've had your back since 1968. We're a local family-owned distributor that treats our customers like family too, with the products, expertise, and service you need to get the job done right. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
It's time for the annual 5K Mercy Turkey Run. Join us Thanksgiving morning, Thursday, November 27th, and start your holiday off on the right foot. Every participant receives a medal and t-shirt, and winners take home the pie. Don't forget about the individual and group costume contest. Make sure to register before Wednesday, November 26th at noon to join the fun. Mercy Turkey Run is proudly presented by Cherokee Casino and Hotel and Ware Construction. Bring your family and friends to Do It for the Pie. Register today at mercyhealthfoundation.net/turkey run.
Every long relationship needs a little heat, a spark, to keep things exciting. Something bold, unexpected, saucy. Hold on, not that. We're talking about your relationship with Crispy Chicken, and Taco Bell just spiced it up. 2 crispy chicken strips wrapped in a tortilla dripping with Frank's Red Hot Diablo sauce? Hotter, crunchier. Can you stop it, please? Crispy Chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for participation which varies. Frank's Red Hot is a registered trademark of the French's Food Company, LLC, and used under license by Taco Bell.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
I've had something set up here. So I'm just going to tell you, see movie. It's Meg Ryan's 64th birthday. I need you to look up Meg Ryan in either When Harry Met Sally.
He saw her in The Doors. We had him watch The Doors movie.
Okay, so you know exactly what she looks like.
94-ish.
I don't want any opinion right now. We'll get it later on in the show. And speaking of mid, joking or not, here's Brian in Ozark to talk about Texas, Arkansas. Brian, good morning. How are you?
Hey, what's going on?
You know, just football, basketball, whatever.
Right. So I had a question about, these 2 guards at Arkansas. There's a lot of people that I've heard on all these 4 or 5 different sports shows that have already proclaimed these 2 kids as the best guards in the country. I'm not saying you guys. I'm just saying some other guys have. And watching the last 2 games against Stanford and Winthrop last night, I think it's very premature to make that kind of statement. I personally see the next 3 out of their 5 games against Duke, Louisville, and Texas Tech, 2 of those are going to be lost. I definitely think Duke and Louisville are much better than Arkansas at this point. But, I mean, what do y'all think? To put that on 2 17, 18-year-old kids, they're 5 stars, and we've seen how 5 stars have worked out at Arkansas so far going back.
I mean, I don't know if it's a matter of being unfair, but Brian, it's like the same thing as Nick Smith coming in, and he's projected by some folks as the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft. And, I think it's difficult to not remember those statements. And I don't think we've heard exactly the same thing about Acuff and Thomas, but we have heard them referred to as the best young backcourt in the country, and I think they still can be. I really like Malik Thomas. It's not like the jury's out on Acuff. He looks really exciting and talented too, but there's something about Thomas because he can create his own shot. Long arms, good shooting ability. I love the way he defended at the very end of the game yesterday. So I just think it's a matter of these guys figuring it out a little bit. And when you look at the other games coming up, the games you mentioned, I'm not necessarily worried about Malik or Acuff in those games. You got to have Malik Ewan and Nick Pringle show up to those games.
Brazil's got to show up under the lights.
Those are the guys because I think we can appreciate that talented young guards are going to be inconsistent. What you need is your veteran front court to be a consistent group. And right now, they just haven't been, especially Ewan. Something's not right there. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. It's always good to hear from Brian. And he didn't even mention Texas for crying out loud. Did he know there's a game coming up on Saturday? Hour number 2 of halftime is coming up. Stay with us.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Hey Razorback fans, basketball season is here, and it's also movie season. The perfect time to level up your living room at Sofa City. Check out their immersive home entertainment furniture, top grain leather, zero gravity power recliners with power headsets, lumbar support, heat, air massage, surround sound, and even optional vibration. You won't just watch the game, you'll feel every buzzer beater in Blockbuster. And right now, Black Friday deals are in full swing at Sofa City. Get a $50 recliner when you buy the matching sofa and love seat for just $9.98. That's a full living room set plus a recliner at an incredible price. At Sofa City, it's all in stock, so you can buy it today and enjoy it tonight. With financing options available for every budget. And you'll love their no-pressure showroom. Just friendly folks ready to help you find your comfort zone. So whether it's watching the Hogs or a movie night at home, don't just watch it, experience it. Visit Sofa City in Fort Smith, Russellville, Harrison, and Mountain Home. And see more Black Friday savings at sofacityusa.com.
November 9th, opening day of modern gun season, and Jelco Outdoors has all your deer hunting equipment ready for you. Jelco has a great selection of rifles, scopes, and lots of ammo. Stay warm and dry in the largest selection of boots and clothing for men, women, and children. Tree stands, saddles, box blinds, and ground blinds. Jelco can fix you up. Don't forget the blaze orange caps and vests. Good luck and safe hunting to all deer hunters from your locally owned one-stop shop for the best deer hunting equipment. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your holiday with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. For your inner child and your grown-up cravings, the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly sunny skies. Our temperatures this afternoon, low 70s north, upper 70s south. Cloudy skies, chance of showers and storms tonight. Overnight low will drop down mid 50s north, low 60s south, and showers and thunderstorms a high near 70 Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Well, that means you don't have enough dogs on the court.
ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studio.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
What name of one Razorback? It's vintage Matt Jones. The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Back on halftime, it's 12:01 in the afternoon, officially lunchtime. ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com. You're listening to Thinkin' Lunch. Well, you know, Taco Bell's got something delicious for you. And they also sponsor our Hit That Line Now app, which you can download for your iPhone from the App Store if you use Android, Google Play. And you can listen to any of the Hit That Line Now shows, podcasts, anything going on our stations. And whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell always has you covered. Been doing a little back and forth here with AJ on the text line, who wants Bobby Petrino to be the full head coach moving forward. And he was pointing out, he was watching the LSU game, and that is a really good LSU defense. Harold Perkins basically has made a living against Arkansas in his career. I'd have to dig up the box score from the game again somehow, but it's amazing when you look at the numbers that guy's had against Arkansas.
And it's
Here
not
you go.
just his
Listen to
tackles,
this.
Phil. It's like on third down, he would make the play. He's getting them off the field. He made the big play.
3 games, Perkins against Arkansas, 19 tackles, 8.5 tackles for a loss, 5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, the 1 interception this past Saturday, and 1 pass defended. I mean, that's almost everything a defender can do, and most of those are multiples. 4 forced fumbles in 3 games.
And an interception.
And sacks.
5 turnovers.
Amazing.
8.5 tackles for loss out of his 19 tackles.
So it is I thought it was a great LSU defense. That man, forget his last name, but the guy who made the interception against Omega Blake, Mansour is his first name. Made me think his mom was trying to name him Monsieur, name him Mansour. It's legitimate. That could really be why his name is that. And AJ thought that Arkansas performed amazingly against the LSU defense. And I just don't think we watched the same game.
Well, we're all watching the same game, but we don't see it the same way. It's like you're watching this, and it's like we see what we want to see sometimes. And I'm a believer in this. You got to understand kind of how the game's going. Each game tells a different story. This wasn't a game where it was the first one to 40 to win. Anytime we had a chance to score points, kick your field goal in the first quarter, in the third quarter, and then when you got to go outside and kick a 48-yarder, he has a little confidence because he's made a couple. There's something. Put the pressure back on them. LSU didn't want to be there. I texted you at 12:01. We can beat this team. They didn't want that. They didn't want to be there. But you let them kind of hang out, and they're playing, and all of a sudden they kind of galvanize it. They were trying to not win that game. The only thing LSU didn't do is turn the ball over. And I don't understand how I don't get the whole turnover thing the last couple of years. I thought maybe it would get a little bit better or come back to neutral. But you're not going to beat anybody in the SEC if you have 3 turnovers and cause 0. And we even got a punt block return for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, offense scored you basically 15 points.
Great offense.
There's nothing amazing about that. But I do feel if your mind is made up about Bobby Petrino as the head coach, well, you're going to be watching the games a little bit differently than those who might view it differently than that. Because there's nothing amazing about turning the ball over 3 times. There's nothing amazing about leading the league in turnovers, 18 of them. That is right on the offense. If it was somebody other than Bobby Petrino, are you going to blame the coach? Were you blaming Sam Pittman for 1 point, 2 point, 3 point losses? Well, and at the same time, are the other people saying, well, is Sam throwing the ball? Is Sam putting the ball on the ground? Well, are you consistent with that argument about the offense too? Because I would like to see a little consistency from these arguments, because I do feel you find your facts depending upon if you want him to be the coach. All right, let's go to the Lewis Automotive Hotline here. Lance in Fayetteville is here. Hi, Lance. Good afternoon. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? I called to talk basketball real quick, but on the football thing, man. Well, football, basketball, and baseball. God dang, we're the national champions in injuries and whatever else. There's no injuries this year, but I don't know. Injuries and turnovers and penalties. I think we're the national champions there. But anyway, I'm just being stupid. Basketball, real quick, and I'll get off here. I think what we saw, and y'all would probably both agree, so the P4s versus the G whoever's and the 1AAs and whatever, I still call them 1AA. Basketball-wise, these little, like, pseudo Ivy League schools like Winthrop or whatever, those guys, I hope y'all can hear me. I got a helicopter going over my house.
You're loud and clear. Lance.
Oh, Lord.
It's Steven Seagal.
That's not
Don't
good
worry.
timing. I can't hear myself. Anyway, sorry.
Lance,
Those guys,
go for it, Lance.
those
Come on.
teams are, huh?
Go for it. We need to hear your point.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. A helicopter went over my house and I couldn't hear. I apologize. So these little pseudo Ivy League schools have a bunch of seniors on their teams, and the P4s, the big time basketball schools have a lot of freshmen, and so they're in the early part of the season, they're going to school the crap out of us. Of a bunch of freshmen that are
right, but
way
all right,
more
but a guy, but
talented than they are.
Nick Pringle's been there for 4 years. Malik Ewan's in his 4th year playing college basketball. Trevor
Wagner.
Brazil's in his 5th year. DJ Wagner's been around. I think it's his 4th year. This isn't really that young of a team. Richmond, Knox, 2nd year, but those guys I feel are probably a little, to me, look older, play older, and you got 2 freshmen. This isn't really as young of a team, I think, as we're making it out to be. And you're right, too, Lance. Winthrop, I don't know if I'd put them in Ivy League status or whatever, but they're really old. I think they had no freshmen, 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and then the rest of them were seniors and grad students. And, look, I don't know what Jackson State's roster looks like yet. I'll look at it tomorrow. Maybe it's the same idea. But, look, this really isn't as young of a team as I think some folks make it out to be. It's just the 2 best players on the team are the youngest. Lance, it's good to hear from you. Thank you very much. 877-377-6963 is the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. And might request that we make sure that there aren't any helicopters going over your house when you make the phone call. Mm-hmm. Were you sure it was Steven Seagal or was that Rambo?
It's his. It could be Rambo. I forget about that sometime. But hey, speaking of movies, did you see? I think I brought this up yesterday. Heat 2's coming out, and it's going to be your Al Pacino and Robert De Niro characters are going to be Christian Bale and Leo DiCaprio. How about that?
Now, I don't even remember enough about the movie. Did Val Kilmer's character die?
No,
Spoiler alert.
Remember, he's sitting up there looking at her, and she gives him the wink to say no good, because they're looking at each other, and he's going to come back for her, and she gives him the whatever the thing was, like, hey, you can't come up here. It's a setup. So yeah.
Hey, if Carrie Fisher can still play Princess Leia while she's dead in the previous round of the Star Wars movies, Val Kilmer still can still play the same part. Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, that's not even going to go. There's going to be a sequel coming out. If you thought that's an old sequel, what year did Heat come out? Was that 94, 95?
Yeah, it was in the early 90s.
Yeah. Young Frankenstein is going to have a sequel. It's going to be called Very Young Frankenstein, and we are going on over 50 years since that movie
1995.
877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Unit got a couple of callers here, and we want to go to first. We got Joe, who's in Russellville. Joe, good afternoon. Thanks for calling Halftime. How are you?
I'm good, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
And I'm not really sure if we're playing down like Winthrop, or if they're really that good of it. They seem like a great team. So looking ahead to March, do you see this as maybe a potential quad 2 win for us to really bolster our resume looking into the postseason?
Yeah, that's a good question, Joe. I'm not quite sure how the metrics work out here. I think it can be a little difficult for a Big South team to remain. Quad 2 is what? Is that 100 teams? I think that's 100 teams. Yeah, it might work out for you, but I see that as that's the kind of game you're going to get in the first round. If you're a 2, a 3 seed, you're getting a team like Winthrop who won their league and are seated way down at the bottom, and they can flat out score. And we've seen this before. That is the kind of game that you're going to get on a neutral site or somewhere that you have to travel 700 miles for.
Who was that put the nail in the coffin when Coach Cal was at Kentucky? IUPUI or Oakland, right?
It was Oakland, and I kept thinking about that guy yesterday. Was it Jack?
Captain Jack.
Jack Gorski? Help me out with that. Because he was Golke. He was 25 years old, and Cal kept calling him 26. Yeah, I kept thinking that yesterday because that's what Winthrop did. 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. Joe, thanks for calling. Good to hear from you. Mark and Rogers next. Mark, thanks for calling halftime. How are you?
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. No helicopter, no Rambo, no Steven Seagal. You're good.
Okay, good. I'm on CarPlay. No, I have a hard time figuring out what's going on with the Bobby Petrino team. I've been a Petrino fan for a number of years. I followed him during his first 10 years. So this is a really good question for you and Matt. I know that when he took over years ago, if you talk to Jeff Brom at Louisville, you talk to Ryan Mallett, you talk to Tyler Wilson, you talk to all these quarterbacks that played for him, they all said the practices were the most difficult thing. And when they got into the game, they were so well prepared that the game became easy. Everything was in slow motion. You know, if you look at his last 2 years at Arkansas, he went 6-2 in the conference, I think, both years. He was a perfectionist that didn't tolerate turnovers. He didn't tolerate penalties. And when I look at this team right now, and you see what's taking place with Taylor Green with all these turnovers, all these penalties, this is not characteristic of a typical Petrino team. I'm trying to figure out, to me, what's taking place, you know, this year as compared to previous year. I know this is not his team. He's in the interim role. But your thoughts on this team not developing throughout the year, progressing, and Taylor Green not progressing, turning the ball over late in the game and so forth, because in the past, I think he would have basically gone to a KJ Jackson. He would have basically pinched him if he kept making those same mistakes over and over. So I'll hang up and hear what your thoughts are.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mark. Matt, go ahead, take that.
Didn't he do that last year in the Auburn game? Was that at Auburn when he put in he put in Singleton for Malachi, and Malachi threw it right in the dirt, you know, and it got in, did a rollout. So he did it last year. He did. Just to pull a, you know, I don't know how to explain all these turnovers either, other than he's just pressing a little bit. He's thinking, man, if I don't make the play, nobody is, and that's not good. You gotta kind of come back down a little bit, and when you do that, you overexert yourself. You try a little too hard, and things don't go your way, because Taylor Green's super talented. He's super talented. You know, I think we lost our best route running receiver in number 17 early in the year. I think that would have helped. There's nothing. If I had answer, you know, I'd be doing something else. I don't really know what the cause is.
I just, you know, and look, pointing to, you know, what happened at Arkansas the last time, but what's happened at Arkansas now, and in his time as the OC now, in the more contemporary era of college football, pointing to previous success. Look, and we do that with the other coaches that that you know, are potentially candidates at Arkansas. You're looking at their records. You are looking at what they might have done 15 years ago in terms of like a James Franklin. But what's happened in you know, recent memory, I think, has a little bit more weight. I think it has a lot more weight. And what's happening in recent memory is watching an incredibly talented quarterback in Taylor Green, who, for whatever reasons it is, has not developed, I think, the way that Mallett did and the way that Wilson did either. Different quarterbacks understand different talents and everything. But if we're pointing back to why those guys would push Bobby Petrino, well, what about what's happening now with this quarterback in 2025? 877-377-6963. What's your thoughts on all of that? Roback.com. Roback featuring a very special Arkansas game day collection. It's perfect for getting indoors at Bud Walton Arena since there's only one football game left. Get over to Roback.com and you will find the kind of clothing that you won't find anywhere else, just for Razorback fans. Custom designed hoodies, polos, and Q-zips, hoodies, joggers, and more at Roback.com. If you use the code RUSH25 at checkout, 20% off your first order. RHOBACK.com. Roback. It's where action meets comfort. We'll be back in a moment. This is Halftime.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Don't miss out on Hog Reaction after every Razorback football game.
I was 6 rows up from the field right in front of the Notre Dame cheerleaders, and I got more entertainment out of that, watching them hoopla and whatever.
Brought to you by Bud. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Go all in on luxury with Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. There's the $5 box, indulgent. The $7 box, extravagant. And the $9 box, indescribable with the new steak and poblano rolled quesadilla. It's Lux. For less. Choose your $5, $7, or $9 Lux Cravings box, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
My sister's wedding day. Make a black hole black.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Chuck in Fayetteville says, wait and see about the basketball team after Thanksgiving. He's not throwing out any alarms or anything like that now. Well, after Thanksgiving, but that's the Duke game. That's one of those games where maybe, you form some opinions about the team rather than Winthrop or Samford. It's just you can't help but, watch a game against, if you're going by logos, if you're going by school names, Samford's usually a decent basketball program. Winthrop too. It's just, you look at the betting lines, you're home, you think you're going to see a blowout, and you see nothing like that. It's just, I wouldn't be surprised if we see both those teams in March. And watch, they'll give somebody a tough game in March too. 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Hotline. Next up for the Hogs, Matt, on Friday, the Jackson State Tigers, coached by Mo Williams.
I love some Mo Williams.
Did you play against Mo Williams?
I did.
At Alabama.
I don't think I might not have got on the court. I might not have played in that game, but I came over from the football team and was there. I saw Mo Williams do his thing. Mo Williams is a baller, man.
He go out with an NBA title in Cleveland, I think, his last year.
First round pick. He's, you talk about 6 foot and under guards. You talk about guys that can go to that next level and play. And I've seen guys do it. I've seen there's certain guys that can do it and get drafted. He was one of them. It's tough, man. It's tough for a guard to be a below the rim player and like that and still have that type. Derek Fisher's another guy I think of like that, but he's super skilled, man. There wasn't anything Mo Williams couldn't do with the basketball.
I think this is a game you're going to have to blow them out. Okay? None of these 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, single-digit wins. Illinois put 113 against Jackson State. Louisville scored 106 against Jackson State. They get Auburn tonight, and watch Auburn put over 100 against them. I'm looking at this Jackson State basketball schedule, Matt. This reminds me of, like Eastern Michigan baseball in February or March. No home games. They're only a home game in the month of November. It's against the team Arkansas just played, Winthrop. That's Sunday, 2 days after they hopefully get smoked by the Hogs at Bud Walton Arena. On the road for your first 5 they're basically building their athletic department off of these pay games for basketball, and I think they do it for football too. At Illinois, Louisville, La Tech, Auburn, Arkansas. That's 4 ranked teams right there. Then after getting their one home game of the year until they finally get into SWAC play at Louisville, Kennesaw State, Houston, Northwestern, and TCU. That's a team that doesn't even know what their home building looks like. You got to beat them, and you got to beat them easily because that's a team that's coming in to get a paycheck.
I don't know what conference they're in, but that's what they're trying to do. You talk about Coach Cal knows everybody's like he knows he has a good team. That's why we scheduled all these opponents. Well, Jackson State has the same schedule. It seems like they're playing a lot of similar opponents, but they got to go about it a different way. Let's play the best we can play. So when we get into conference play, they're a one-bid league. They have to win their league to go dancing.
Schedule and just like I don't mind playing the smaller schools at all in your own building because you are gonna get a chance to play a team like that once you get into March. But it's just by the time you get into March, this is also going to be a different team. That's the whole point of what Chuck is getting to here. I'm a little nervous about Ewan because something just doesn't seem right there for a guy that could have signed at any number of schools, and he felt Arkansas was not lucky's not the right word, but a great thing to get a player like that who, had almost 2 handfuls of double-doubles, or more than 2 handfuls of double-doubles, and rebounded well, scored really well. Not a great Florida State team, but he's barely even on the court the last couple of games. So it's not like I'm worried about the team overall because they're going to be a tournament team. They're going to be much better in February and March than they are right now. Yes, they'll be playing better teams too. But hopefully by then, Malik Ewan looks like the Malik Ewan that I think we all expected you were going to get Arkansas here. 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Here's a text out of the 479. Had photos at the Arkansas-Texas game from 2004. That was over at Razorback Stadium, and he's sitting near the corner of the end zone, and, yep, he brought a Longhorn hat to hold downwards the entire game. Well done. Chris in Springdale texting. He's a Bobby Petrino guy, wants BP to be the head coach. Says, I think having your OC become head coach midseason, not having another coach with experience coaching quarterbacks on staff has to be pretty disruptive to a quarterback. Now, that's the one thing that Petrino's hit on is, he's gotten, and he said it, he's enjoyed getting to know the defense, getting to know, focusing a little bit more on that side of the ball too. Do you think that can take away, all that one-on-one time with the quarterback that seems to be so important?
The defense was not the head coach. It's definitely a different role, and he talked about his quarterback coach being the mouthpiece, because he's been around him for so long, being able to convey that same message. What I would say, Phil, is the defense wasn't the reason we lost to LSU. The defense wasn't the reason we lost to Mississippi State. The defense wasn't the reason we lost to Auburn. You start looking at it, and it's like, no, turnovers. It's the offense. Ole Miss, Memphis. The defense has played inspired at times, man, making plays. And LSU, we got lucky. LSU was out their quarterback. Their quarterback that might have been the worst quarterback worse than the Auburn quarterbacks, worse than the Mississippi State. That dude he was not any good. So I don't know. The defense kept us in the game. Offense scored 15 points against LSU. We lost by 1 point. That's an offensive problem.
All right, we're going to break here on halftime. We are joined by Arkansas head women's basketball coach Kelsey Music when we return. Stay with us.
I think we're going to do that. 8th grade.
This is halftime.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ringo going to keep it on the option right side. He's in the clear across midfield. They've got to catch him, and they can't do it.
This is halftime.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Flu vaccines, both regular and high dose for seniors, are now available at Law's Drug Store in Fort Smith. Call 452-6116 to schedule your shot appointment. Usually there is no cost when covered by your insurance. Law's Drug has COVID vaccines, RSV vaccines for ages 60 plus. Pneumonia and tetanus shots are also available. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service, semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football.
On the golf tee, it's Skechers World Champions Cup. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. It's PGA Champions Tour golfers from all over the world. Team USA versus Team Europe versus Team International. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. The competition will be tense, but feet will be comfy. Tune in to Skechers World Champions Cup. Final round of golf on Sunday, December 7th on ABC, 1 to 5 p.m.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not... Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks.
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
She's going trouble in electric blue. In her own mind, she's in love with you, with you. Now what you gonna do? Strange brew, too much society, you.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Headed to our Lewis Automotive Group hotline, a chance to talk with Kelsey Music, still in her first year as the Arkansas head women's basketball coach, and been coaching basketball for a long, long time, also at Southwestern Oklahoma State, Oral Roberts, and appreciate you joining us today, Coach. How's your day going?
Good. About to head to practice, so can't complain.
That's right. So what's a practice like for a Kelsey Music coach team? How hard is this team going to run? They got a game coming up tomorrow.
Well, hopefully we can keep the running to a minimum today since we have a game tomorrow. But on a normal basis, prior to, when you're just preparing for games back to back, I would say our practices are extremely high paced and intense. And my players put forth a lot of energy and effort on a daily basis. But today we've got some things to fine-tooth, go through, defensive prep, getting shots up in Bud Walton, and just making sure we're prepared for tomorrow's tip-off.
Yeah, Little Rock's going to make you work defensively. They always do with that motion offense. They usually work to get quality shots. I know one thing that you've hit on defensively, and we've heard Coach Cal talk about this with his team too, communication. Is that a little difficult for a team to learn how they need to communicate in the first month when they've been put together as a new team?
I definitely think it takes time, and I also think it takes a little bit of a level of trust. The communication in this day and age doesn't come easy, probably because I think there's less communication in the world because of, phones and social media. So direct communication sometimes takes a little longer, in my opinion, but really focusing on that communication level and making sure we're talking defensively, especially against teams that are going to make us, play defense for the majority of a shot clock. We've really got to be in tune with each other, being a unit defensively, and and really just communicating, especially when you're playing a team that runs a motion offense. It's not necessarily a set play. There's some read and react that you've got to be ready for at all times.
Looking at these first few games, inconsistency, I think, is one thing that every team faces in the month of November. And you want, and it's not a matter of inconsistent effort, because that's not at all what I've seen from your team in the games that I've called. They're going at, 110% at every moment. It just seems that more than anything, it's some of those little, some of the little subtleties, I think about the game, especially with a new team. So, kind of in your mind, how have you felt about how the team has performed in these first 3 weeks of the season?
Like you said, I agree. The energy and the effort has been there. They play hard. They're playing, just with a lot of energy and a lot of passion, and they're giving me maximum effort. But I just think we have to refine some things. It is still new. We are still a really young team. They're still learning my system on both ends of the floor. So that takes time, just like learning anything, in the classroom, it takes time. Anything that they do in life, it takes time. And so really just honing in on film, honing in on breakdown and practice. We do a lot of breakdown and then putting it all back together, and utilizing our scout team at a high level. And so, I see that there are moments where it clicks, and sometimes it takes us a quarter or so to settle down, or 5 minutes here or there to settle down. And then there's moments where we do a lot of positive things, but I think every game is an opportunity for us to grow and get better. And I think once we go back and we watch film and we break things down, they see that the majority of our mistakes are fixable, which is also a positive thing that we're trying to embrace.
How have you felt how your front court has played to start the season? Thinking of players like Ashlyn Clarson, Maria Rodriguez. Clarson just got in the starting lineup for the first game on Sunday. Maria's been in the lineup as a starter every game, and it feels like it's been more of a backcourt-led team so far. So what is it that you want from your front court, and how have you thought about how they've performed to start the season?
I thought Ashlyn's come in and really done a good job rebounding, and she's usually in the right spots. I think just helping them understand the pieces of the dribble drive and where they need to be within the offense. So making sure that they understand that repetition is extremely important, and getting to the right spots, because not only will they potentially be open, they're helping get their teammates open off that dribble drive and off the pass. So just helping them, again, get to the right spots. They've got to rebound harder, in my opinion, and then, finish around the rim. I think they're doing a good job, but there's always room for improvement, especially this early in November.
How do you teach grit, toughness? Is that something that a player is born with? Is that something that you grow through trials and tribulations, losses more than anything? Or, and how is that something you can instill in a player, in a team, in a short period of time?
I think to a certain extent, I think some people are born with it. I think sometimes life experiences help you to be more gritty than others. But I also think that is a learned behavior that we can teach, because if that's the way I want my team to be, which I do, I want them to be gritty. I want them to be aggressive. I want them to be tough, and I want them to be able to fight through failures. I think it relates to life. I try to teach a lot of, life instances and life situations throughout basketball. And I think that's one that, we're going to fail. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to turn the ball over. But what do you do after a mistake that's going to matter? What are you going to do after you fail? Are you going to get back up? Are we still going to fight and grind? Because I think that my team has been gritty. There's been multiple games where we've been down. We haven't played our best game by far yet. And I don't really want to in November, to be honest. But striving for that perfection every day and being gritty and finding ways to fight back and get back in ball games. I think that is a learned behavior. And I think that's something that this culture and this team is really adhering to and adopting.
Well, let me ask you then, because I sort of picture, I did radio broadcasts for Henderson State football for 7 years. So I know a little bit about the GAC, not in terms of basketball though, but if I think of, as a coach in Division II, players in Division II, where you were at Southwestern Oklahoma State, you've got to be gritty. So was that something, first of all, would you describe yourself as gritty? And if so, were you born with that? Did you learn that? What experience do you think brought you to that place?
I definitely think, I was raised on a farm. I'm from the country. I think I had a little grit in me from my parents, but at the same time, I definitely think through, life and through my high school coach. I mean, you had to be gritty. You had to be tough to survive her practices and to be able to play for her. And so it wasn't for the faint of heart, that's for sure. So I think that grit has definitely helped get me to where I'm at. I mean, coaching Division II basketball, playing Division II basketball, those things, it is gritty and it's hard and it's not easy. And I think the fact that I've had to climb the ladder and start from, kind of the ground up has made me be gritty and made me, learn to appreciate things and be grateful for things, but really have to grind and find a way to get it done.
I'd asked you on a pregame talk a couple of games ago about the importance of having a player like Talia Jones or Emily Robinson, players that had played for you at Oral Roberts, in terms of, how they can help the rest of the team learn the system and learn you as a coach, because they know what your expectations are, what your practices are. But let me flip that to how that helps you as a coach is, because there's got to be a learning, I don't know if curve or there's just adjustments for players to make a change from any school into the SEC. And I'd imagine that there's the same idea maybe for a coach. So having some of those, familiar faces and familiar personalities, that had to have helped too. Is there that learning curve? Because I imagine there must have been two from Division II to Oral Roberts, going from there to Arkansas. How different does that feel?
There are some differences, but there are a lot of similarities. So I think, having some coaches that stayed on my staff, having players that, were here last year, and then bringing players with me that know me and kind of gelling and meshing it all together. I think it's been a great combination. And I think that, there's always a learning curve no matter what, even if you've been doing something for a really long time. Every season is different. Every university is different. You can say levels are different too, but there's always going to be a learning curve in life in most instances that you're faced with.
What were you like as a player? Tell me what, and I don't remember what your maiden name was, but tell me what you were like as a player at Cameron.
My maiden name was Bond, like James Bond, 007.
Oh, that's a great name.
But definitely gritty. I had one gear, and I went hard. I was fast and I was quick, and I could really handle the basketball, and I had a good IQ, and so I could see the floor really well, and I could read and react. And but I went hard. There was only one speed, and I was going full speed at all times. That's for sure. Probably similar to the way I coach, a little intense.
Yeah, and hey, that's appreciated. Did you learn from your coach about how to be intense, or is this just something you brought to the job?
I think that I learned that, but I think it also comes from the passion that I have for the game of basketball and for what I do and for being able to impact young women on a daily basis. I'm very passionate about that, and I take it to heart. I always say it's bigger than basketball too. So being able to help these young women grow in all aspects of their life, I take personal, and I take pride in that. And so being passionate and coaching with energy and being intentional is something that I'm going to bring on a daily basis.
Well, it's been a lot of fun to be around the team over this first month. Everybody does appear to get along. They play really hard. It seems that those early morning conditioning exercises back in July really did pay off. You must be a real early riser, though. Were you the first one up? Because what was the wake-up call for the team in July?
Oh, it was the preseason started, and we started running at 6 a.m. So a couple days a week. We went for 4 to 6 weeks, 6 a.m. And, a lot of times some coaches might push that off on, like assistant coaches or the strength and conditioning. But that was something I always take pride in, making sure that I'm there and I'm in charge of running the players in those moments. And I think that it allows some camaraderie, it allows some mental toughness, and it helps us to get in better shape. There's only one way to do it, and that's to run. And so, we fought through, and I definitely think it's paying off at this point already, and I think it'll pay off even more in February.
Well, looking forward to tomorrow night's game, Coach. I'll be there with bells on, of course. Little Rock's a program that means something to me. That's where I started calling women's basketball games. I did their games for 8 years. So anytime Arkansas and UALR play against each other, look, I know who it is I want to win, but these games they mean something to me. So I appreciate that we play.
I love that. I love that. I think that's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
All right, that's Coach Kelsey Music, head women's basketball coach, University of Arkansas. Coach, thanks so much for your time. It's enjoyable talking with you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, get out and see him tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Actually, 6:30, I think, is the tip-off against the Little Rock Trojans. Coach Kelsey Music, appreciate her joining us today on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. We'll open up that hotline for you now, 877-377-6963. Stay with us. We'll wrap up hour number 2 right after this.
You got no one that's afraid of us. They just come in and let's go. Well, that means you don't have enough dogs on the court.
This is halftime.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
It's always good to be home for the holidays. So if you are currently looking for a different rental, or you're new to the area and looking for your first rental in the River Valley, Marshall's Management has you covered. Apartments, duplexes, and single-family homes are all part of Marshall's rental inventory. And currently, Marshall's is offering holiday specials with big discounts on first month's rent and signing gifts to help you enjoy the holidays in your new home. Check out availability at marshallsrentals.com and get your unit picked out before they're all gone.
Have you had Cheerwine yet? The cherry flavored soda has had people coming back since 1917. This is RD with Platinum Distributing. We help bring Cheerwine to the River Valley for you to try. Nothing goes with food like Cheerwine. Burgers, barbecue, pizza, you name it. Okay, now we're hungry and thirsty. Cheerwine is a one-of-a-kind soft drink with a unique cherry taste that has been delighting Southerners for more than a century. Pick up Cheerwine at your local Jam Mart, Harps, and other fine establishments. Cheerwine, uniquely Southern since 1917.
Are you a realtor looking for the right team to grow your career? Join the Lindbergh Real Estate Group, the #1 real estate team in Arkansas. Lindbergh provides you with everything you need to succeed. Access to a database of over 80,000 leads, full training and support, professional marketing and social media content, all handled for you. Plus health insurance, a stock purchase plan, and revenue share opportunities. If you're ready to grow your business with the best, apply today at LindberghTeam.com. That's LindberghTeam.com, where realtors go to win.
The Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
I would buy a mansion, buy my dream car.
I've always wanted to go to Dublin, sit in a pub, and just kind of see what life's like.
I'm probably going to pass out.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
This one's for the flavor fanatics. Sour Apple 5-Hour Energy Shots don't mess around. They bring the bite. Tart, tangy, and packed with tasty caffeine, this little 2-ounce bottle punches above its weight. With 0 sugar and as much caffeine as a 12-ounce premium cup of coffee, it's the kind of pick-me-up that keeps your taste buds happy without the crash. And it doesn't stop at Sour Apple. There are 17 bold flavors waiting for you to discover. Pick one up in store or stock up online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon today.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job. Software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan, we are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Game days just got a whole lot cheesier at Art's Barbecue and Burgers on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Art's legendary smoked brisket queso is back. There's no better game time treat than this house-made queso, loaded with chunks of Art's smoked brisket. And try the sloppy pig, Art's hand-patted burger, topped with pulled pork and smothered in smoked brisket queso. Make your game days cheesy at Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's in Fort Smith.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Light me like a cigarette and watch me burn away, unraveled by a single thread, my own worst enemy. I'm in love with anyone in love with me. I bite the hand that drops the bomb and blame it all on Joey.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2 here with a photo and a video that I saw earlier this morning, Matt Jones. I saw a photo of Bill Belichick in Raleigh, North Carolina, attending an adult cheerleading competition that girlfriend Jordan Hudson was performing in. This is an event called the Cheer Extreme All-Stars, and I watched about 30 seconds of the routine. That's all I could take, and there she was in the back. She is she's one of the cheerleaders that gets, kind of put up on the male's hands. Looked like there were some 30-year-old dudes, some 30-year-old women as well. What is she, 24, 25, something like that? But, wow, that one hit a little bit. You really have to be in love with somebody to go watch their cheerleading competitions.
Yeah, man, I'm for love. Good. There we go. I wouldn't want him to be my football coach. That's for sure. There's something a little bit just a screw. Screws fall out all the time. The world's an imperfect place.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time a 24-year-old woman knocked the screw loose out of a guy in his 70s, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first, second, third, fourth.
She
fifth
better
time.
be careful. You fall off. You might have to wear a neck brace afterwards. Don't hurt your neck.
That's true. At that point of your life, a screw loose, that can hurt, man. That can really hurt. I've not been one of the cheerleading competitions, but my sister does go because my niece is a competitive
As a
cheerleader.
high schooler. Yeah, that's when you go to. You don't do adult. When you said adult cheerleading, I thought it was like some type of extreme, like adult only. Like, are they wearing cheerleading outfits?
Right. Well, I thought maybe if you're going to do adult cheerleading, I'd watch it if there's bungee jumping involved in it too. Like that actually would be entertaining. Skydiving and cheerleading at the same time. It's like I saw this on 60 Minutes the other day. There's a sport now, which is really popular in Russia, growing here. It's called chess boxing. First you box, then you play chess after 1 minute. It's an interesting combination.
Well, if you're going to jump out of a plane and we're going to really, extreme and really start thrill seeking, jump out without your parachute on and then have to get your parachute while you're in then let's see how extreme.
Of course, have a Mountain Dew, in your hand when you're on the way down, because that's the most extreme of the drinks. Yeah, my niece is a competitive cheerleader. She is 13 years old, not even in high school yet, and she does gymnastics and everything. But I love my niece. I hope she's not. Look, you do whatever it is that makes you happy, okay? As long as it's not hurting somebody. But some of those things that may make you happy might raise somebody else's eyebrows, and someone else may think it's a little bit goofy. My sister absolutely loves my niece. They are simpatico. They're almost inseparable. But she has to hear the same song over and over again for 2.5 hours and watch the same routine from all the other teams for 2.5 hours. And I can't think of anything more boring. And I think I'd just rather would take a ball peen hammer to my head over and over again, Matt. That could probably be arranged.
Man, the Black Eyed Peas on repeat. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. Just Black Eyed Peas, and let's see what the routine is.
And the look on Belichick's face was, I don't know, the same face he has on the sideline of a North Carolina game. Just kind of counting down to the very end of it is what it looked like. Oh, boy. Love is in the air. And Jordan was in the air, too, because she got thrown up like a rag doll. But she got caught, too, so at least they got that going for him. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. No guests in hour number 3. It is up to you to join the show if you want. You can do that by calling or texting that Lewis Automotive Group hotline, or don't, and we'll just continue to take the show for the next 60 minutes because we're having fun doing it today. Stay with us.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
With winter just around the corner, now's the time to make sure your equipment is ready to handle the cold, the snow, and everything in between. Whether you're planning preventative maintenance, gearing up for snow removal, or keeping your fleet running through harsh conditions, Sharp Equipment is here to help you stay ahead. If you've got winter projects coming up, let Sharp Equipment know what parts you'll need. Sharp Equipment can help you avoid downtime and keep your operations moving no matter the weather. Give Sharp Equipment a call at 479-649-0500 or stop by at 3918 Pointer Trail East in Van Buren to see how Sharp Equipment can help you keep moving forward.
Happy Thanksgiving. It's the Black Friday sales event at Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw. Swing by Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, find out about low interest rates that you can get on a brand new Ford, but also look at the inventory when it comes to the pre-owns. You got the manager specials back on the front row. These are some great rides that just maybe been here a day or two too long.
Definitely. Our loss is your gain. Most of these vehicles are newer vehicles that still have manufacturer warranty. They've just been here a little too long, and I've got to make room for new inventory that's coming in. So come and see us at Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford. You want to talk about some new inventory, Tommy? I mean, the new F-150 is 0% interest for 60 months. So come and see us, Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford. This is where you're going to find your best deal on your new or your pre-owned vehicle.
Yes, whether it's new or pre-owned, it's the Black Friday sales event with big savings. Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw. Online at harryrobinson.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly sunny skies. Our temperatures this afternoon, low 70s north, upper 70s south. Cloudy skies, chance of showers and storms tonight. Overnight low will drop down mid 50s north, low 60s south, and showers and thunderstorms a high near 70 Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forsgren Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Well, that means you don't have enough dogs on the court.
ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that could respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studio.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head.
Come on, dog. Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
Number one Razorback is vintage Matt Jones. The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Welcome back. Halftime continues at 1:01 in the afternoon on a Wednesday. This is Phil Elson with Matt Jones and Christian Johnston producing. We've got you for another 60 minutes before Ruskin and Zach take over. Join us anytime on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. James Franklin has been introduced at Virginia Tech today. He's talking about having an airport there at Virginia Tech, talking about having to fly Southwest when he was at Vanderbilt. But all is good. The first day that of the Franklin era in Blacksburg. And,
Did he now?
Yeah.
We forget because he came so far, but we do remember what he took over at Penn State, right? Like how bad like the allegations and everything with the Jerry Sandusky thing. Like he was the coach that stepped up and rode the ship for him. You know, like a way much easier situation at Vol Tech.
Easier. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to expect out of Virginia Tech now because they've thrown over about $250 million into athletics. I don't know if all of it's going to football, but you can imagine quite a large chunk of it is. That's also, what's the song that they're famous for playing? Is it Dust Storm? I can't remember, but they have a song that when things are going there, the student section gets crazy. I mean, that's actually a really good atmosphere at Virginia Tech. We just don't really think about it at the moment. Franklin actually was the coach after the coach that took over from Paterno.
Okay.
Bill O'Brien. Remember him? He's at Boston College now. And wasn't he the Texans head coach for a few years, if not 5 or 6 of them? He had 2 years at Penn State, and then I think he went over to Houston. And Franklin took over after that. But it's not like O'Brien did anything great there. But, yes, I mean, that's still pulling the program out of the ashes, essentially. So, and Virginia Tech's not in that position at all. We've actually, I think, done a little bit better than you might have expected for a team that fired the coach. What was it, 3 weeks into the season? And that's right. And he got him to 11 wins in his third year, and then they stayed up at that level for the most part for his entirety there. You know, it's just like last year. You didn't worry whether or not he was going to be coaching in the playoff. And this Lane Kiffin situation is just amazing. Kiffin goes on McAfee yesterday, Matt, basically said a lot of nothing.
He's good at that.
Yeah. I mean, what are you – you ask Lane to go on television. Yeah, he's going to go on TV, especially with somebody that says, well, I could see the two personalities, him and McAfee, getting along just great because they both love the spotlight and they both know – that they can say anything and it's going to get played.
They're both a little obnoxious.
They both like themselves, some themselves. So that's fine. It's just how can you really leave a team before the playoff? I mean, this is different than Bo Pribula last year at Penn State, who didn't think he was going to get a chance to compete for quarterback, and so he leaves the program to go to Missouri before their first playoff game. But you can't do that if you're a coach. Like, I understand they're going to force him out if he doesn't agree to stick around for at least the remainder of the playoff, I guess, or if there's some sort of contract extension that goes along with it. Because otherwise, Keith Carter's got to do the Bo Schembechler thing. You remember what happened in '89 with Michigan basketball? Bill Frieder didn't have a great relationship with Schembechler. He didn't like the facilities, compared to football at Michigan. And so before the NCAA tournament in 1989, he took the Arizona State job and expected to continue as the Michigan coach. Schembechler said, get out of here, and brought in Steve Fisher. They win the national championship. Now, I don't know if that would happen if Frieder remained as the coach or not. But it's not the exact same situation, Matt, but it ain't that much different from
two World Cups ago, the Spanish international team coach took a job at Real Madrid, and they said, no, don't go. Right the week of, and Spain got bounced in the group play. But it's the week of, he thought he was going to take Spain to the World Cup, goes ahead and agrees in principle, sign whatever with a La Liga club, and they said, no, if you don't want to be here, we don't want you here. Phil, I do not believe there's any way that Lane Kiffin does not coach Ole Miss to the end of the season. Whenever that is, to me, that sets a really bad precedent going forward. Your head ball coach, you tell these kids we're unified, we're all have a common goal, we're in it together. And then
you can't believe a word he says after that.
And then he did. That's what I mean. The next school, how are you going to do that? Even if you want him, even if you're LSU and you're like, we get him, I would say, please go finish, go win a national title, then come on, like go do your thing. We want you here, but you can't leave your team like that. I just don't. Even I don't like it when coaches like how Gundy left, when they said they offered him the option, said, hey, you can coach the rest of the year if you want to, but you're gone. You finish with your team. You finish what you started. You don't desert your team just because things aren't going well or because they said we're not going to renew your contract next year. No, you finish what you're doing this year with your team.
You want to talk about precedent? I agree with you. I don't think he's going to leave before the playoff. But on the other hand, I mean, when you got to strike when the iron's hot, right? When is the iron going to be any?
He's the hottest coach in football, right?
And basically going to have two schools fight over him, Florida and LSU. They both want him. He is the hottest name. They both want him. Auburn wanted him a couple years ago. They probably want him right now, but he's going to look down his nose at them. It's between those two schools. How often will you have the chance to play two schools in the same league like that against themselves and raise your own price, right? Strike while the iron's hot. This is when the iron is the hottest that it will ever be for Lane Kiffin. So, and that also means he can have more fun with it.
How much do you think what Clay said yesterday, because I know in California you're only allowed to sign a 7-year contract, and he said in Mississippi you're only allowed to sign a 4, but in Louisiana, I don't know what the rule is in Florida, but because it's state by state, but Louisiana can sign a 10-year. How much do you think that matters, knowing that, hey, well, they can only give you a 4-year deal, but they can give you a 10-year deal?
Yeah, I mean, you would like to. I would imagine if you keep winning, you just keep rolling the contract over,
right?
And I think that's what they've done with him. 1-year extension each year, just kind of keep it going. I don't know if you do a handshake deal and say, well, here's how long we're going to be around, but that's a good question because the buyout goes along with that. The length of the contract is going to either shorten or lengthen the buyout. So maybe that is another aspect to think about. And it also doesn't appear that that Governor Landry's opinions of Jimmy Sexton are scaring him away from bringing Kiffin to LSU potentially. It doesn't have anything to do with it. I don't think it's going to have anything to do with it. I thought maybe it would, but to me right now, even with the whole craziness of the governor, that's the best job that's open right now. But you mentioned the word precedent, Matt. What about, now it's different because that was a quarterback and it was a playoff 4. But what if Kiffin left? Let's just have a scenario. Doesn't coach the Egg Bowl. They lose the Egg Bowl. Still get into the playoff, right? With 2 losses, but they don't have their head coach.
I don't know.
Do you treat that the same as you treated Florida State
when
they lost their quarterback in the playoff 4? And they're not the same team. Not even close to being the same team. Precedent says you took that team out of the playoff only because they didn't have their starting quarterback. Well, what if this team doesn't have their coach? And he kind of think of all the things about LSU, right? What defines that program? It's the coach. If he's not there and they lose the Egg Bowl, are they a playoff team? Because with him, yes, they are, even if they lose the Egg Bowl. Without him, go ahead, committee. Go ahead, Hunter. You'd have a lot of fun explaining that one away.
Mississippi State's not a really good football team.
No, they're not.
Yeah, I just don't see. I know it's a rivalry game, and you got it. But that's so to my point and to your point, Mississippi State is a bad football team, and if he's gone and Mississippi State beats him, then I would have no problem not keeping them into. That's a bad. If you lose to Mississippi State, you don't deserve to be in the playoff 12.
It's just something fun to throw out there, just in case. Thanks to all the listeners reminding me, Enter Sandman is the Virginia Tech song. That's Mariano Rivera's entrance music. What happened first? Rivera coming out of the Yankee Stadium bullpen to Enter Sandman around the same time that wasn't Trevor Hoffman coming out to Hell's Bells? Or did Enter Sandman going into the fourth quarter at Virginia Tech, was that first? It's a great song. Need an intro song for the next segment, Matt?
No, I got one.
You got one. All right.
I got one.
We got a good one. We don't need Enter Sandman. All right. We'll come back in a moment. Before we do that, remember about, hey, it is No Shave November. Right now I'm raising money by not shaving, and it's getting kind of long right now. That's what the beard sounds like on the microphone today. 1 in 8 men are going to develop prostate cancer during his lifetime. And the best way to ensure that you are part of the 99% survival rate of men who suffer from prostate cancer is just to go get tested. Early detection is the way that you survive it. So contact your doctor and schedule an appointment to get tested for prostate cancer. It is simple. You can also go online to arprostatecancer.org to learn more, and log on to my socials and help me raise some money for prostate cancer awareness and for prostate cancer research with the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation's No Shave November. And at some point, help me, because I got to shave. This just doesn't feel good. Back in a moment. This is Halftime.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Go all in on luxury with Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. There's the $5 box, indulgent. The $7 box, extravagant. And the $9 box, indescribable, with the new steak and poblano rolled quesadilla. It's Lux. For less. Choose your $5, $7, or $9 Lux Cravings box, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to MyBookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's, where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
With your feet on the air. Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind?
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback Baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Oh, look at this answer from Lane Kiffin on the teleconference today. Says, can't wait for next week, guys. And then is reminded there is no call next week because of the Thanksgiving holiday. And so he's pretty excited about that. Yeah, way to go. I don't see much from Coach Petrino on the Wednesday teleconference yet, but we'll have some of that to play tomorrow as we build towards Arkansas and Texas. And Matt, I remember last year when Arkansas played Texas, and I remember in the 2021 game, and there was excitement building up to it. You know, the hatred of Texas and everything. I don't sense that at all right now. It's like the game on Saturday is a total afterthought for the coaching search. And the games have been an afterthought for the coaching search, with the exception, I think, of, you know, those who are in the Bobby Petrino camp and are looking for little pieces of evidence for why he should be the coach moving forward in each game. So I think for you know, in their minds, that's the reason to watch this next game. But I just know there isn't anything more hated in the state of Arkansas than Texas Longhorn football. And it's just not a lot of oomph coming into this game, Matt, Saturday. And I know why. It's because nobody expects them to win.
It's a bummer. It's a shame. It's whatever words you want to use that are just kind of like a whimper, a thud. It's down. There's nothing to say about this football team, man. Like there's this team will be erased from the annals of history. There's nothing to say. This team is just a little boom. Nobody will ever talk about this Razorback football team ever again after this year. You'll just talk about trying to get a new coach. There's nothing about this team that's any good.
So let me tell you some things about Texas then, since we're going to watch the Longhorns play against the Hogs. Not a team that runs the ball with really any kind of success. And, you know, Arch Manning's been throwing the ball a lot better of late, averaging over 300 yards last 3 games, 66%, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And they only ran for 23 yards against Georgia. Matt, Texas is averaging under 72 yards a game in the last 6 games rushing, 2.6 a carry. And that's a team that's been able to run the ball successfully last year. It's not happening this season. Even with Arch being a mobile quarterback, not happening very much. And offensively, you want to talk about issues for this Texas team. The amount of penalties that their offensive line has been rung up with is truly incredible. I got to turn to the right page of my notes here. Here it is. Texas is the most penalized team in the SEC. Texas is the second most penalized team in the nation. They've been penalized for an average of 65 yards per game, and more than half of their penalties are on offense, 45 of them, fully 36, while 31 of them are on the offensive line. 20 false starts, 11 holding calls on the offensive line. That's not even through a full season. So they shoot themselves in the foot, man. I mean, they talk about being behind the sticks. I was just looking through some of their stat broadcasts, and I lost track of how many times first down, first play of a drive, false start, 1st and 15. That's being a huge issue for Texas, which just also makes you think, what is going on there? Sark's an offensive coach, and yet the offensive line is in total shambles. They can't run the ball. And, if not for Ryan Wingo, they're just not getting a lot of production from wide receivers either.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe we're catching Texas at the right time. How much do they want to be there, knowing that they're going to the Independence Bowl or the Capital One? They're not going to the playoff 12. Talk about the biggest. So the number one letdown in the country in football this year is Texas. Like, that's the biggest. Everybody. Oh, Arch is winning the Heisman. Texas is going to win the national title. Blah. I mean, that's all you heard leading up to the football season. And they never had a chance. It's the number one story that's a letdown story in I mean, I know LSU firing their coaches, Penn State's firing, but Texas, talk about being a bummer. Talking about, because at least Texas had hope. At least Texas thought, hey, we're going to win. And that's all you heard. Texas has the best team, best roster. They're going to win it all. And they Amber Hearded the bit.
Yeah, it's a team that just has trouble getting into the teens. I mean, Georgia's got a great defense, understandable. They only scored 16 against Kentucky. That's not a great Kentucky team. Florida ran over them too. I mean, it's a good defense, but I think you can move the ball against them as long as you keep Talon upright, which of course is a big issue because they do have some guys that can get to the quarterback.
So you said that they had 3.5 sacks and 3.5 pressures a game. So 7 times that he's going to be.
Well, now there is some question as to whether or not their top tackler will play. That's Anthony Hill Jr., middle linebacker, suffered a broken hand against Georgia. So, I haven't looked at the injury report yet. I guess I can do that now because it should be out by now. They start on Wednesdays. And, yeah, it's all blank. But he's got to be on the injury report at some point. Whether or not he'll play, I don't know. But this broken hand just occurred on Saturday against Georgia. He is their leading tackler. He's forced more fumbles than any Longhorn, come up with 2 interceptions, 4 sacks. They may be down their middle linebacker for Saturday's game, too. So, and then there's another aspect. I'd forgotten, and when I was looking at the Texas stats, they just went and they got Brad Spence. Remember, they pulled Spence off the Arkansas roster. I liked Spence from last year. I thought that's a linebacker that could help you a little bit. And what is he doing? He's reserved. Now, he's out there on the field. He's playing. He's got 3 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss, but he's not one of their starters. I actually thought he was pretty good when he was here at Arkansas, and he had a chance to be one of the dudes at Arkansas. And it turns out he's just sort of another guy at Texas.
1-score game going into the fourth quarter?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Every game's a 1-score game.
Of course.
I don't even need to think about it, and it's a 1-score game just because.
Brendan Russell back?
That's another question.
Does it matter? I mean,
that's a question. Yeah. I think it does matter having Braylon Russell back.
What's one way we haven't beat ourselves that we probably will do in this game?
Don't make us come up with a new way to lose, Christian.
Come on, let's
Are
think.
You really assigning that sort of homework to us? It's been a painful season enough. I don't need to figure out another reason for them to lose. Getting Russell out there be huge, because Cam Settles isn't going to get the ball on the goal line if Russell's healthy and he slips. Russell, who knows? Maybe Russell gets in. I would think he would have.
1995 Meg Ryan, is she mid?
No.
We forgot to get the no.
No.
Okay, good answer. What movie was she in 95?
The Doors we had him watch.
Was that The Doors in 95? Okay.
Let me see exactly what.
The Doors was one of his early assignments.
1991 was the Doors.
Oh wow, that's primo, Meg Ryan. Now I got to get you at some point, maybe C Unit, to watch. What was the movie she did with Nicolas Cage where he plays an angel? Is it City of Angels?
It wasn't Leaving Las Vegas, was it?
It was not Leaving. No, that was Elizabeth Shue.
Okay.
Unit, you got to look up Elizabeth Shue too. There's another, like, if I'm ready to fire him if he says the wrong thing about her, and that's Elizabeth Shue from before Karate Kid all the way up to The Boys, which of course she did. What was that? 2-3 years ago, the last series she was in there. So look her up at some point, please, Unit, and give me the right answer. Jason in Bentonville is here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Hello, Jason. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I haven't watched the season too closely, although I'm an avid fan, been watching for my entire life. I'm 40 years old. I think that, have we lost yet by getting a field goal blocked at the end of the game? I think we can pull that off this week.
I don't think I've seen that this year, no. Has there
Okay,
been
there you
what
go.
about
I
an
thought I just
opposing?
dropped
What
that
about
dime on you.
what about an opponent's walk-off field goal? We haven't seen one of those yet.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that this is going to, even though at Ole Miss, I think that we had some field goal issues in some capacity, but I think we missed one or two that might have made a difference in the game. But I'm thinking this week we can manage to get either a blocked field goal or a walk-off field goal. Let's go with that, and you guys can talk about it. Have a good day.
Yeah, that sounds like a great thing for us to kick around
Field goal
here.
return for a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, that'd be it. Well, I've seen that happen before.
We're
That
down
would
by
not be a
one.
brand new way to lose. It's been about 9 years.
Down by one. I can see it now. We're kicking the field goal like 50 yards. And
You
they
know,
return.
Matt, you know why this season
by
doesn't really get erased? It's because this isn't just your old-fashioned, this team sucks, 0-8 possible season. This is a standalone season of a team that has lost games by 1, 3, 3, and 1. Let's do that again. This is a season where even in an 8-game losing streak against a playoff team potentially, 6 against Ole Miss, 1 against Memphis, 3 against Tennessee, 3 against A&M, 3 against Mississippi State, 1 against LSU. It's not even just single score games, Matt. That's within a field goal.
Well, you had
that's what defines this season, and that's what I'll remember from it.
Yeah, you had Ole Miss starting a quarterback for the first time, so a backup. You had the Memphis backup quarterback getting the fourth down play. You had
the LSU backup
Mississippi
quarterback
State
win.
backup quarterback came in and led them on a touchdown. LSU had the worst quarterback I've seen in the SEC this year, and your offense scores 15 points. Yeah, let's talk. Keep talking about this season.
Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. All right, we'll break in a moment. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Hotline. Make sure you download the Bet Sarazen app. Bet Sarazen works perfectly right there on your iPhone or your Android. Right now, they've got the Texas Longhorns favored by 9, minus 325 on the money line. All kinds of player props and other games, of course, you can put a little money on with the NBA in full swing, the NHL, got college football all throughout the week as well. It's Bet Sarazen, and you got to be inside the state of Arkansas in order to use it. All right, we're back in a moment. This is halftime.
Oh, it's going to be great to be back home. We need to go out and put on a show and give everyone a lot to cheer about, and everybody needs to cheer really loud when they have the ball.
This is halftime.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or
You're
prevent
listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Want to stay cozy, save energy, and help keep your winter bills in check? Arkansas-Oklahoma Gas is your resource to make you winter wise. We've got tools and tips to help you manage your natural gas usage, discover simple DIY tips for energy savings, and explore a variety of payment options all in one place. Whatever winter brings, we're here to help you stay comfortable and in control. Visit AOGC.com/winter for resources to keep your home warm and your wallet happy.
It's the Black Friday sales event. Harry Robinson, Saddlesall Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Saddlesall. Come by and see the all-new look in the remodeled showroom. Also get 0% financing right now, available on select new Fords.
Yes, Tommy, that's not a joke. 0% interest right now, 60 months on the new F-150s. And, we're really excited. You come in, you drive by, we had the grand reopening sales event last month. We look like a Ford dealership now. You know what I mean? We've been doing this for the last almost 10 years. And it's an exciting thing just to even pull up and go to work here. So come and see us. We've got some inventory. We've got a lot of pre-owned and a lot of new inventory, heavily discounted, low interest rates right now is the time to buy. Come and see us. Harry Robinson, Saddlesall Ford. Let us save you some money. It doesn't matter what you're looking for. Car, truck, van, SUV. We've got it, and we got it at the price you want.
And they're going to save you some money during the Black Friday sales event. Harry Robinson, Saddlesall Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Saddlesall.
Are you a realtor looking for the right team to grow your career? Join the Lindbergh Real Estate Group, the #1 real estate team in Arkansas. Lindbergh provides you with everything you need to succeed. Access to a database of over 80,000 leads, full training and support, professional marketing and social media content, all handled for you. Plus health insurance, a stock purchase plan, and revenue share opportunities. If you're ready to grow your business with the best, apply today at LindberghTeam.com. That's LindberghTeam.com, where realtors go to win.
The nation's best home court advantage lives inside Bud Walton Arena. The Razorbacks are back inside the Basketball Palace of Mid-America, and Coach Calipari and the Hogs need you there and need you loud all season long. A limited number of single-game tickets are available right now. Just head over to ArkansasRazorbacks.com and purchase yours today.
TGI Fridays in Fort Smith, where football fans win with 50-cent wings all day, every Monday and Thursday. Just 50-cent wings, boneless or traditional, with a 10-piece minimum. It's perfect for Monday night and Thursday night football. Also, don't forget TGI Fridays' brand new steakhouse menu. Hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, juicy 8-ounce bacon-wrapped fillets, and loaded baked potatoes. Big groups are always welcome after the game, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays. Come hungry, leave happy. TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Meet me in outer space. We could spend a night, watch the earth come up. I've grown tired of that place. Won't you come with me? We could start.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
And Matt, I've told you this before. I mean, I've been a mascot for almost everybody I've worked for before, except the Razorbacks. I started in high school, just did the mascot, the dragon, just for a few things because I don't know, it sounded like it might be kind of fun. Did that make me a cheerleader? Because the mascot's kind of joins in with the cheerleaders and everything. But I saw a really funny idea. If we got to figure this out. For a punishment, everybody's got punishments for finishing in last place for your fantasy league. The punishment, my favorite punishment is the Waffle House challenge, where you got to go into the Waffle House and you spend 24 hours there, but you can subtract 1 hour for every waffle that you eat. And some very interesting moments have occurred, probably about 2 o'clock in the morning after that 10th waffle. But here would be a pretty good punishment: joining an adult cheerleading team, an adult co-ed cheerleading team. Not like Bill Belichick's got to be there to watch you. The look on Belichick's face here, and I see this photo that Adam Kessel had tweeted out. I can't tell if he's asleep or if he's grimacing at what he's watching. And Jordan, the look on Jordan's face is, it's like she's staring at a trophy and visualizing that trophy being hers. And that is that's a Steely Ice Queen look right there. Wow. Yeah, you want to do a pun? Like, we haven't figured out what we're doing for our for the SEC Survivor Series, in which I am destined to finish in dead last place. I know it was tacos. You want to make me join an adult co-ed cheerleading team?
You've got to watch every Razorback game from start to finish this year.
I've already done that.
Again. No, I'm just kidding.
While you listen to the Black Eyed Peas on repeat.
Not only, Christian, have I watched every game, but at least 4 of those games, I've gone back the next day and watched it again.
Okay, then you've already.
Does that not count?
Yes, it counts.
That has to count. Please tell me that counts. There's no way I'm gonna watch that.
You have to go on a date with a 24-year-old. That would be punishment right there. Imagine having to do that. Oh my!
Like teach all of the pop. We speak way too much in pop culture for me to be able to date somebody who would be half my age. There's no way.
It sounds exhausting.
No kidding. It's like we got to explain everything to my kids. I got to explain things to listeners sometimes about this and that. And I don't have to explain.
Does she know
why
who
we're
the Beatles
quoting movies from 1983? There's no reason.
Yeah, does she know who the Beatles are? They probably don't talk about the Beatles.
No, I would see. Brandon's got a good idea here. He wants to make me watch every Pittsburgh Pirates game from the last 3 years. I've probably growing up a Pirates fan, and there were years where I never missed a game. Literally never missed a game. I either was attending, or I sat there at home and watched on television, or I listened to it. I mean, never missed a game. I've watched 2 full Pirates games in the last 3 seasons, Brandon, and they've both been Paul Skeens starts. One this year, one last year. That's it. But here's the one great thing. Jeff Passan, Matt, is saying that the Pirates are going in and going to try to sign Kyle Schwarber. You're going to try to spend some money on the team this year, which I don't know. Maybe that means they might win 3 more games than they lose. That would be a reason to throw a parade.
Man, I want a DH that strikes out 300 times a season. That's kind of what if I'm going to pay somebody to play baseball, that's what I'm looking for.
I'll take Schwarber because the walks and the home runs go with the strikeouts.
Okay.
It's just no position. He doesn't play a position. So
now for my softball team,
yes,
Schwarber's my first pick, but for my baseball team, I can't get behind. I get we skew these numbers to say whatever we want to say to make our point. I get all that, but there's no way baseball's better when you say these guys are striking out over 200 times a game.
Agree.
Okay. Oh yeah, I was like,
it's not as fun of a game to watch.
Yeah, bat on ball, man, bat on ball.
Well, the worst thing you can do as a batter is strike out. It's the absolute worst thing you can do. Hit into a double play. All right, that's worse. But put the ball in play, for crying out loud. But if you're going to hit it like he hits it, you might as well hit it.
He's
really,
amazing.
really
I know. I kid halfway. I like him. I'm a Schwarber fan. I don't think it helps you though. I don't think all of a sudden Pittsburgh's going to make the playoffs.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. But it's the idea of, so there's the owner, Nutting, who's even at College Game Day last week when ESPN's in Pittsburgh, and McAfee brings up Pittsburgh as a sports town. You get fans behind him chanting, "Sell the team." Sell the team. We know exactly what it means, right? Well, now he's putting money, trying to throw money at some players and give the fans some hope, right? Well, they'll have some hope when they really feel like they've got reason to. But that's an owner who's taking his money and saying, I'm going to spend it on this team. He's just doing it. This is one of the things that some folks have texted in about on the text line here, Matt. And I wonder if these things have to go together. The coach that is coming in to be the next, or if it's Petrino, still remain, the head coach of Arkansas football, has to have money behind him, people that believe in him. And it's going to have to come from people that have a lot of money. I mean, if you don't have a billionaire in your corner in college football, do you even have a team anymore? That's got to go with it. It's not a matter of, the owners of the University of Arkansas saying, we're throwing money at this. Although, again, when you look at what Virginia Tech has done, I think that's exactly what they did. That's a board of trustees that might have thought, and I think they got to do the same thing at Wisconsin, athletics, football, not funded the way that it needs to be here. We're going to throw some money at it. I don't know if that came from donors or if it just came from the general fund or the endowment or what. But the next coach at Arkansas, and they probably are some well-moneyed people that believe in Bobby Petrino and are waiting for him to be the coach to throw money at him and the program. It's just when you look at pro sports, the money comes from the inside. It comes from the ownership or the ownership group. They're the billionaires. When it comes in college sports, that money mostly is going to come from the outside. 877-377-6963, the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Hi, Jim. Jim's in Yellville. What's up, Jim? How are you?
Hey, guys. Doing great. Thanks for taking my call. You guys doing okay?
Yeah, yes, great. Sir. Thank you.
Hey, I've got a quick question for you. My wife was looking on Facebook, so that, Facebook means it's true, but someone posted on there that Bobby Petrino was going to LSU. Have you heard anything about that?
To do what?
Coach.
As the head coach?
That's what it said.
Are there elephants on the moon yet?
Not that I know of, but at least I haven't seen it on Facebook.
Yeah. No, that's that I don't think is anywhere near reality.
Well, that's kind of what I thought, and I haven't heard anything about it anywhere. So I just thought if anybody would know, you guys would. I'm glad that James Franklin is out of the running because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm pulling for Bobby. I feel like if we can get him in there with his crew and his picking, and I think Bobby's the guy that'll turn it around. Like you've been talking about all this whole show, we've lost by 6 points, then 1 point, then 2 games by 3 points, then another one by 1 point, and they're not weak teams. So I really feel like if we could just get our defense shored up. Now I know our offense has made several mistakes, and I'm not putting everything on the defense. It's a team win and it's a team loss, but I really feel like if Bobby has a chance to get everybody in there that he knows and has confidence in, I really think that he'll turn it around.
All right, Jim, appreciate your phone call. It's good to hear from you. 877-377-6963, the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Giving Petrino credit for the close losses. Pittman didn't get those. Pittman did not get that kind of treatment. And yes, I know it was Sam's team, and Bobby's only responsible for one side of the ball. But even as the interim head coach, you're still responsible for the other side of the ball now, and the decisions as the offensive coordinator that may put you in certain situations that lead to a loss. So, but there's another one in Petrino's camp, Matt.
Well, then it'll be next year to be like, so Bobby will be the coach next year, and it'll be like, well, hang on. We didn't do as well because the quarterback was in year one. What about all the times when the quarterback makes the jump under Bobby in year two? I mean, it's like desperate doesn't look good on you. Neither does your virtue. Like this is the weirdest saga I've ever seen in college. No, nobody wants, no, please don't.
And it is true about the quarterbacks in Bobby's second year, and it was going in that direction with Talon, but it isn't now. Statistically, he was better last year than he is this year, and that's the anomaly. That's a tough thing to point to, because all offseason, waiting for the second year in the offense, Talon Green. Well, now you have it. Interception rate is up, completion percentage down a little bit, turnovers up. So, I mean, we have to accept that has also occurred at the same time. And another caller on hold here. Yeah, Jesse's not a big fan of, what do you say is boring? 0-0 soccer game. I think he was talking about baseball for a moment there. wants me to do a 9-inning challenge while calling a game on the radio. And I don't know what a 9-inning challenge would be. Is that me eating something every inning, Greg? I only get 60-second commercial breaks.
Nothing to jeopardize your career. We're not malicious. This group of us. It's but yeah, if you want to go to attend a game and do a 9, yeah, but not while you're working. Nothing to jeopardize. No.
Steve's called us out of Southern Missouri. Hi, Steve. Thanks for calling. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you guys?
Great, thanks.
First time caller. I
Good to
listen
hear your voice.
show constantly and enjoy it. I got a couple of questions and then a comment.
Shoot.
Well, one question mainly, and I'm not apparently up to date. I know you're ESP in Arkansas. Is that the reason that seldom, if ever, any of the other Arkansas schools are mentioned, like in regard to their scores and who they're playing and so forth? I'm an ASU alum, but I'm still a Razorback fan. Excuse me.
Well, these stations air the Arkansas games. That's all. We air every Razorback game.
I know.
And don't have an affiliate in Jonesboro, so I don't know. It's not like talking about Arkansas State would generate much interest amongst our listening audience. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah. And I just got a comment in regard to these coaching searches. What are y'all's feelings on this? It just seems to me that coaches from I would say the North or the Northeast, the Midwest, just don't fit as coaches in the SEC. Brian Kelly, I could have told him, as dumb as I am, that he wasn't going to cut it. And if you look at Arkansas's history with Bielema and so forth, I just think it's.
I don't know. I mean, Nick Saban's from West Virginia. Urban Meyer's from Ohio. This is it's too much of a blanket statement. It's not a matter of clashing cultures. If you're a good coach, you may do well here. It's just not everybody wins wherever they go. I think that can also be said at the same time. Might not be necessarily a matter of a fit. Was it a matter of a cultural fit for Kelly, or was he just kind of a jackass? Was that what it was?
And Bobby crushed it his first time around. He had something going. He's
from Montana.
Yeah, he was doing well that first time around.
Kind of stereotyping, but it seems to be that's a lot of time is the case. But anyway, it's good listening to you guys and talking to you, and thanks for taking the call.
All right, Steve, I appreciate it. Thanks for calling, and hope you keep listening. All right, we are right up against the break. Got a caller on hold. Melvin, I ask you to stay with us for the next segment, and we'll wrap up halftime right after this.
Going out to New Mexico, straight desert. First time seeing a tumbleweed, I was like, man, I'm in a cartoon.
This is halftime.
Are holidays stressful for you? Hey, Ty Richardson for the Whippoorwill. The Newmeyers would love to take care of some of that stress by providing you an awesome Thanksgiving dinner. Call the Whippoorwill at 479-769-2095 for the best Thanksgiving catering you've ever had. Smoked turkey breast, dressing, mashed potatoes, and turkey gravy with all the fixins. The Newmeyers' newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, taking care of your holiday this year.
Seems Thanksgiving Day is upon us.
Archery season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows and crossbows, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow technicians with years of experience are on site and ready to get you dialed in to hunt. Need gear? Infinity has tree stands, saddles, plus blinds from Banks Outdoors. Find all your hunting needs now at Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma. Infinity Sports and Outdoors.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission is to improve the quality of life in our communities. Across the River Valley of Arkansas and Oklahoma, residents and businesses are experiencing the difference of our high-speed internet. Wave Rural Connect Internet provides a reliable residential connection for streaming, gaming, remote work, and homeschooling. Our business solutions provide the speed, stability, and security that you need, whether you're a mom-and-pop flower shop or large business. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372.
Your vehicle safety systems do more than you think. Cameras, radar, and sensors all working to protect you. After a repair, those systems need calibration to stay accurate. That's why Evans Body Shop now offers in-house ADAS calibration. The same precision technology trusted by top automakers gives us the ability to recalibrate safety systems in-house to factory standards. No guesswork, no outsourcing, just accurate OEM-level calibration to restore your vehicle's safety and performance.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
It's time for the annual 5K Mercy Turkey Run. Join us Thanksgiving morning, Thursday, November 27th, and start your holiday off on the right foot. Every participant receives a medal and t-shirt, and winners take home the pie. Don't forget about the individual and group costume contest. Make sure to register before Wednesday, November 26th at noon to join the fun. Mercy Turkey Run is proudly presented by Cherokee Casino and Hotel and Ware Construction. Bring your family and friends to Do It for the Pie. Register today at mercyhealthfoundation.net/turkey run.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Out here, it's football season, where nothing beats backyard grilling, gathering around the fire pit, and cheering on your favorite team with friends. The yard is mowed, the lights are strung, and the grill is warming up. Whether you need to fill up your propane, get a new grill, or even a generator, out here, it's game day. And we're ready for it. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
All right, I appreciate Melvin holding through the break, so let's put him right on here before we wrap up the show. Good afternoon, Melvin. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm a little aggravated that everybody has Bobby amnesia. Do y'all remember when Bobby wouldn't have a good defensive coordinator around because they always messed up his offensive practices and eating out the defensive coaching staff because they was playing too good a defense when he's working on his offense? Does nobody not remember that? And when he's had 15 wide receivers and nothing else? I mean, them last few teams he had were pretty daggum sorry, even though he wasn't there for that last year. Everybody wants to holler how great that Arkansas quarterback was. Was he really? He let all that talent fall apart to a losing season and let the coaching get blamed for it. So, come on now, y'all help me breathe here. Talk to me.
I've made all my cases. I literally have made all my cases, and it hasn't had anything to do with his first trip here. Nothing. It's what I'm watching now. It's what fits in today's era of college football. It's what have we watched in these last, not just this season, but last season, as he's been the offensive coordinator. What's happened in the last two teams that he's been the offensive coordinator for? What happened at Louisville? You know, all of those things. That's happened in much more recent memory than than 14, 15 years ago. I don't think 14, 15 years ago has much to do with right now. I really don't.
Hey, Mr. Field.
Yes, Melvin.
I got one more. Yeah, one more thing. The last 3 years of him being an SEC offensive coordinator, what has he done besides get 2 head coaches fired, help get 2 head coaches fired, and didn't do nothing when it was his turn to eat skid either?
Melvin, again, that's a point that I've made a couple of times. Matt's made the same point, and look, I mean, that's the idea here, is that everybody's got an opinion about this, and it's interesting that we can pigeonhole our facts to fit that opinion in so many ways. I've been as wide open about Bobby being the head coach moving forward once Sam was fired. In fact, I remember even stating openly, Matt, you'll remember this, I thought he might get hired before the season was over. If you won a couple of games, and if you want to be able to recruit and hit the ground running, so to speak, I thought there was a chance that would happen. Now, I've been paying attention since then.
If he would have won a game, I could have seen that. All I know is Paula J's not a fan, so there you go. That's enough of a reason for me.
Mama said knock her out. That's halftime for a Wednesday. Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast is out right now for you. Ruskin and Zach are getting set up as well. They take it for the next few hours here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. We'll do this all over again tomorrow. For Matt Jones, Kristen Johnston, I'm Phil. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for calling and texting. It's been a lot of fun. That's halftime. Now go have a Wednesday.